Welcome on back to the dojo. What is going on, revered? Congrats on redeeming first, and thank you for the hydrate or dihydrate. I'll take that. Thank you very much. What up? Sub to Karateman. Welcome on back to the dojo, aka Archie. How we doing, y'all? I apologize for starting so late today. I was supposed to start at 3 like I've been doing the past couple days this week, but I had a very rough night. I actually got sick in the middle of the night, but we're here now. We are going to be reading more of the Ultimate Guide because yesterday, before my phone died, we made it through the first 4 chapters. That only gets us through FNAF 4. So we are now on Sister Location. And then very shortly before my phone died, I tried reading through Chica's Secret Party, but then my phone died and we didn't finish that. So we're gonna wait a little bit into stream until we get to that first. I want to start off with Sister Location and let people kind of filter on in. But once enough people are here, we will read Chica's Secret Party before my phone dies, I promise. Yeah, of course, Archie. Thanks for sharing your music. I hope you continue to make music and you keep evolving and learning how to make even more, you know? It's really cool. I remember when you shared like a series of 4 tracks or so the first time you joined Discord. So keep working on it. Keep learning. See if you can take any music classes in school. I know when I was in college, I took digital audio mixing, or it was digital audio something. I forget the exact name of the class, but it was an online class, and basically they gave us this audio workstation, or a DAW, a digital audio workstation, and we got to create music with that. So one of the projects I really liked, the very first project, they gave us like a 2-minute long pack of completely random sounds, and they said, make a ringtone. They hadn't taught anyone anything in the class yet. It was like the first week, and I like found a little pitch that may have been like an alarm clock or something, and I pitch shifted it and made a melody with it. It was so much fun. I loved creating music, so stick with it if that's something you enjoy. But we're not here to talk too much about music. We are here to read Five Nights at Freddy's. So what do you think, y'all? Should we jump right into it? I know I have my phone in camera view again, so please forgive me for that, but it will make it so that we can read this as easy as possible. Oh, camera is freaking out. So there's multiple cameras on my phone, and when you zoom in and out like that, it switches between which exact camera it's using. And when you zoom out like that, when it goes from the like regular 1.0 zoom to the half zoom, it gets a lot less focus. It can zoom out quite a bit, but you're not gonna be able to read the text from here. So let's zoom that in for you. It's also like a little crooked, I feel like. Crooked that way. There we go. I think that's straighter-ish. I don't know. Let's jump into it, y'all. We were on page 70, I believe, for Sister Location. And hey, anyone that's jumping on in, this is your first time here, feel free to drop a follow, drop a sub to the channel. It helps us out tremendously. But here we are, 5 Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. Let's zoom in nice. Big on that. This, we're gonna skip this song. It's a nice song, but it was sounding a little bit weird there. What up, Ed Plays Everything? Welcome on in. Lawrence McLaughlin, welcome on into the dojo. Hey, thank you for the sub, Ed. I appreciate it. All right, let's read up about Sister Location. If you guys want me to zoom in more or less, feel free to let me know in chat. But here we go. I'm gonna lower the music just a little bit more because it's distracting me. Cool. Let me know if the music volume's too loud, too low for you guys. We can always adjust. But here we go. If you thought FNAF 4 was a departure, allow us to introduce you to Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, the game that took the series in a completely different direction. This is true. It's technically not the next game that released after FNAF 4, because that would be FNAF World, which I have actually not played and is not in this book. But maybe we'll play that one day. But for the first time in FNAF, you're out of the one-room setup and allowed mostly free reign of the building. Added to your night guard duties are various maintenance tasks, including repairing the animatronics, which you somehow have to do without getting murdered by them, because that's easier said than done. Let me move my keyboard back a little more so we have more room here. Sorry about the glare here as well. There's not much I can really do about that. I have no idea what that game is, Lawrence, but we're not going to be playing it. Okay, the series continues to get darker with the introduction of Ennard. Try explaining this character to your grandma. Honestly, that'd be funny. I would if I could, but I no longer have a grandmother. Sad. As well as a number of mysterious Easter eggs that have launched a whole new string of theories. This game also features a full cast of voice characters in the animatronics who are, not surprisingly, pretty talkative. With the added dialogue comes some quirky humor, a refreshing light in this deep and winding saga. But perhaps the biggest change of the series is the absence of, well, Freddys. Sister Location is set at Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental, not to be confused with Circus Baby's Pizzeria that got shut down due to gas leaks. Well, gas leaks, you know, supposed gas leaks. It's a song. Oh, we're only playing copyright-free music right now, so we're gonna leave the playlist we got on. If you want to send me that song to listen to off stream, you can join Discord though with !Discord to get a link in chat. So this is Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental, an apparent warehouse of animatronics. The animatronics live here, but they're rented out for parties. There's a lot to unpack, so let's get started. So we've learned all these chapters are kind of set up with different segments of them. So the first segment will give you like a very brief introduction, and then you get to the Freddy scoop, which is where it really kind of tells you the meat of the story of the game. Not as much the lore, but the story. Let's get into that. We'll zoom in a little more here. I like how you can see the keypad over here with the mic tag on it, something that gave us our first clue that the player character in most of the games, but at least starting with Sister Location, was Michael Afton. Okay, but the Freddy scoop. As you boot up the game, you'll overhear a conversation. An unnamed man questions a Mr. Afton, the first time we actually hear his name uttered in a game, because this comes after the release of the Silver Eyes novel. I don't think it was the trilogy at this point. We at least had one novel, and that's where the Afton name came from. But this is the first time we heard it in a game. He was questioned on some of his animatronic designs, but you never hear the end of the conversation. Similar flashback audio plays before each night, but this time you'll hear a little girl, Mr. Afton's daughter, aka Elizabeth, and you hear her talking. She begs her father to play with Circus Baby, at one point asking, "Didn't you make her just for me?" At the end of night 5, you'll hear an ominous line implying the girl may have been killed by the animatronic. May have been killed. Okay, all right. Don't tell Daddy that I'm here. I don't know why he won't let me come see you. Where did the other children go? Dun dun dun. Moving on. Welcome to Circus Baby's Pizza World. That's what I meant. This is the name of it. That's the restaurant, not the entertainment and rental. That is the restaurant that got shut down. The game begins in an elevator where you meet the Handyman's Robotic and Unit Repair System Model 5, aka Hand Unit. I love the voice actor from Hand Unit. He's come back in almost every single FNAF game, possibly just every single one of them. Fun fact, I actually have his voice, his name is Andy Field, as my voice for my navigator for Waze when I use GPS. It's his voice. It's Hand Unit's voice that tells me where to go when I'm driving. It's crazy, but I love it. When you're stuck in traffic, he'll tell you, now's a good time to order a pizza. So you just sit in traffic with a pizza. Yo, what up, Dave Miller? Welcome back. Sarah, welcome on in. Matthias, welcome on into the dojo as well. Just got spoiled for the FNAF 2 movie. Oh no, don't spoil anything here. Yeah, I hope we don't get spoilers. Do we have any mods active that could take a look at YouTube chat, so if we do end up getting spoilers, they get banned immediately? That would be very nice. But we're gonna keep reading. Thank you, Revered. Appreciate it. Are you busy tonight, Revered? I tried asking you some questions at the beginning of last stream about how your exams 2 nights or your projects 2 nights ago went, but I don't think you ever responded. All right, so we met the Hand Unit. Your first task is to enter your name in the system, but it autocorrects it to Eggs Benedict. When you get to the bottom, head toward the caution tape to crawl through the vent. As you crawl, Hand Unit explains that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was a huge success until it was closed down, at which point there was room for a new contender in children's entertainment. The animatronics here are rented out for parties. Your job is to keep them working. Night 1, follow Hand Unit's directions to administer a controlled shock to Ballora and Funtime Foxy, summoning them to their stages. Once they appear, crawl through the vent to the Circus Gallery Control Module, aka Circus Control, to summon Circus Baby, but she won't appear. Will not appear. Then we get some shots of night 1. There's your controlled shock. There's the elevator, which we do see reappear in Help Wanted 2. Very cool. Thank you, Revered. The projects went well? Oh, good. I'm glad. When you asked that I was dealing with something really urgent, I figured that was the case. How's your schedule looking today? Are you gonna hang out and read with us today, or are you busy still? That's late for you. I know I started a little bit late today, Sub to Karateman, but yeah, 22:47. That's almost 11 o'clock for you. Yeah, you're a good 5 hours ahead of me. Let's move on to the next page. Wait, yeah, okay, next page. We got night 2. Oh, love this music that's playing right now. All right, night 2. I gotta move this book up once we finish 4 paragraphs. Okay, cool. On your elevator ride, select a new voice for Hand Unit. Whatever button you press, it autocorrects to Angsty Teen. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. In the primary control module, follow Hand Unit's instructions. Trying to summon Funtime Foxy and Ballora to the stage will cause a glitch, restoring Hand Unit's default voice. Head through the vents to summon Circus Baby. This time, however, as you try to motivate Circus Baby, there's a power malfunction. Hand Unit reboots the system, which also takes down the security doors and vent locks and oxygen. Circus Baby tells you to hide in a space under the desk that a previous guard, keep that in mind, previous guard created. After hiding there, pull on a metal sheet to close off the space and keep it closed when the Biddy Babs start tugging on it. After Biddy Babs retreat, Circus Baby tells you not to listen to Hand Unit's instructions about Ballora. Seconds later, Hand Unit returns. You'll need to restart the system manually in the breaker room. As you cross Ballora Gallery, ignore Hand Unit's urging to speed up. Ballora is triggered by sound, so advancing across the hallway gallery slowly and stopping if Ballora gets louder. Oh, so advance across the hallway slowly and stop if Ballora's music gets louder. In the breaker room, click and hold the buttons on the left side of the map to restore power to each area. Listen for Funtime Freddy's approach and play audio to distract him. Once the breakers are back on, your shift is over. If you can avoid Ballora as you go through Ballora Gallery, you'll reach the breaker room door. So that was the second night there. We get to deal with... Oh, I love how there's a mouse in the photo. You get to deal with Funtime Freddy in the breaker room. This is the metal sheet that you're hiding from the Biddy Babs. That's an eye of a Biddy Bab. Then you get the full map. You actually... Oh, this is the like, full map with secrets on it. Check this out. If I can get this to focus. There we go. So you can see the faded out portions of the map there. In the top left, you've got the FNAF 4 minigames. In the bottom left, you've got the plush trap minigame. And in the top right, you have the FNAF 4 gameplay. That's the Nightmare House. And you can see dots for everything, too. So these dots over here are presumably Fredbear and Golden Bonnie, or Spring Bonnie. Those 4 dots over here are presumably Spring Trap, Plush Trap, because Plush Trap starts at the end of the hallway and then can appear in any of the 4 rooms. However, I have seen another theory that says these are 4 closets that could hide Charlie Bots, which goes along with the theories in the novel trilogy. And then over here, if it focuses, there are 4 dots here, 1 in the closet representing Foxy. Why are you not focusing? Camera, please. So Foxy's that bottom dot there. That big white dot is the player character. Over there, I believe, is Bonnie, and then Chica, and then that would be Freddy back there. But it's really cool. We get all the images of where the animatronics are in there. I love this music, but I feel like it is not right for FNAF right now. We're going to skip this song. Where's the skip button? What happened to the skip button? Okay, should there not be a skip button? YouTube, I'm playing a playlist. Where's the next button? What the heck? There's a replay option. Okay, I don't know why there's not a next option. That's weird. Well, let's just ignore it and move on. Got time to hang? Let's go. Hope I don't get spoiled for the movie. Yes, no spoilers here. We do not want any spoilers on the movie. I will give a spoiler-free review on Friday because I'm seeing the movie on Thursday, but I will not spoil it for anyone, and I don't want anyone to spoil it for me. Okay, we're on night 3 now. When FNAF 1 released, I wondered why Michael didn't just hide under the desk when the power went out. Freddy would have found you anyway. You can't die in night 1 in FNAF 3. This is true. There's no animatronics in night 1 of FNAF 3. And FNAF Sister Location. You can't die in night 1 of Sister Location? Interesting. I wasn't aware of that. Oh, but also going back to this really quick. Where was it? That a previous guard made. So one of John FNAF's theories touches on the fact that this previous guard could be Cassie's dad. Because Cassie's dad is a maintenance tech for the Pizzaplex, and he's been a fan of the franchise since the early days based on the Bonnie mask and the memories. So his theory was that this previous guard was actually Cassie's dad, that he worked in Sister Location, which would be pretty cool. I like that theory. Okay, but actually going on to night 3 now. Your elevator trip includes a musical selection, casual bongos. Tonight you're performing maintenance work on Funtime Freddy, and you may not be qualified to do this, but that's okay. You're gonna learn anyway. Let's get a little extra light in here. There we go. A little bit easier, as long as it's not washed out for you guys. At the control center, check on Ballora and Funtime Foxy. Ballora is on the stage in pieces. Funtime Foxy isn't there, but Hand Unit doesn't notice. Hand Unit tells you not to visit Circus Baby. Proceed into the right vent. To perform maintenance on Freddy, you'll have to make it past Funtime Auditorium and Funtime Foxy. Her auditorium is dark, but you can use the flash beacon as needed. Funtime Foxy is motion activated, so be patient and move in short bursts, flashing your light periodically. If you see him, stop and wait until she moves away. Wait, so Funtime Foxy is another one where they just interchangeably use different pronouns? It says him and she in the same sentence. I thought that was only Mangle, but apparently Funtime Foxy's gender is unknown. You cannot die in night 1 of sister location because all you have to do is shock all 3 of them, and then the guy tells you to just leave. Interesting, okay. I wasn't as aware of that. Most of the other games I knew you couldn't die. Like, especially for FNAF 3, I knew that. But moving on. I like how we get a pic of Bon Bon back there. When you reach parts and service, follow hand unit's instructions to open Funtime Freddy's faceplate and chest cavity and remove his power module. Now you must collect the secondary power module on the Bon Bon puppet. Bon Bon hides from your flashlight, so wait for him to appear at the edge of the light. When Bon Bon's chest is visible, click on the button below his bow tie to complete the repair. I remember that being tough, trying to click Bon Bon. I do remember that being tough. Exit through Funtime Auditorium, but don't worry about moving slowly. It's impossible to avoid triggering Funtime Fox's jump scare, which ends the night. That I remember. That is a scripted jump scare. I do remember that. Moving on. Got night 4. Oh god, that's the picture of being that you can see Ballora in the background there, but you're inside the Springlock animatronic, which we still don't have a clear confirmation on who or what that Springlock animatronic is. But it is Springlock, we know that. Alright, night 4. When you awake, you're inside a Springlock suit. Compliments of Circus Baby, because she put you there, that's true. You watch as 2 technicians bring Ballora into the scooping room, where the scooper machine rips Ballora's endoskeleton out of her body. After the techs leave, Circus Baby opens the Springlock suit faceplates so the company can find you on the security cameras. You'll have to survive in the meantime. There are 10 Springlocks, 5 on each side, and they turn red when they're about to trip. Click and hold the Springlocks. Did we click and hold or did we spam click? I forget. Click and hold the Springlocks to keep them wound. You have to be very fast and very precise with your mouse movement. It would be so much easier on console. If you don't have mouse movement to deal with and you can just click, so much easier. Precise with your mouse movement so you have enough time winding. If you aren't precise, you won't have enough time to wind the Springlocks to prevent a jump scare. On a PC, you can hold down your mouse button and hover over the Springlocks instead of clicking them individually each time. So that actually goes back to a strategy in FNAF 2 that we read about, where you can just hold down the mouse and hover over the puppet so you can wind the music box. So that's pretty cool. Beware the mini arenas closing in, shaking instead of clicking them individually each time. Beware the mini... Shaking them off causes the Springlocks to unwind faster, but you'll need to do so to avoid a jump scare. You can't avoid the mini arenas climbing into the suit, but shake off the ones crawling up the sides before they exit the top of the screen. Try to minimize the number of times you shake the suit because it will affect the Springlocks. Oh, sorry, you couldn't read the end of that. That's very, very hard night 4. Very hard night 4 minigame. Ballora killed me so many times that it isn't even funny. Ballora killed you when you're walking through her hallway. You just have to walk super slow. It's fun in VR. If you're playing Help Wanted 2, you can just crawl through Ballora Gallery super fast. It's kind of funny how fast you can go in VR with that. All right, let's get rid of that glare if we can. Here we go. Night 5. To celebrate the end of your first week, the company's sending a gift basket of exotic butters. Hand unit reveals that there are still 2 technicians on site. When you check on Funtime Foxy and Ballora, you'll find the techs hanging from the show stage. They are unfortunately dead. And then you can see exotic butters there on the left. Love it, love it. Pass through the empty Funtime Auditorium to enter parts and service and perform maintenance on Circus Baby. There, Circus Baby tells you she's broken and they want to scoop her, but that won't solve the problem. She asks you to save the good parts of her so the bad will be destroyed. Following her instructions, pull up Baby's hidden keypad and enter the code quickly and correctly. Failing to input the code results in an endoskeleton jump scare. Who? Oh, is that just Yendo that jump scares you? Open the hatch on her arm, take the green card, and press the button conveyor belt. So that green card actually has some pretty big significance, especially in some of John FNAF's theories. But that green card they specifically call out does reappear in Help Wanted 2 in the Helpy minigame when you're doing the like hospital work on Helpy. I forget what the minigame's called, but if you do the work on his brain, that green chip that you pulled out of Baby in Sister Location is in Helpy's brain in FNAF 6. So it does come back. There's significance here. My friend has Help Wanted 1 and 2. Help Wanted 1 is scary. Help Wanted 2 is a lot of fun though. Exotic Butters. I love the Exotic Butters song. And then over here it says, as you send Circus Baby to be scooped, you can see the endoskeleton retreating into the darkness. Oh, yeah, you can see Endo there. That's right. That's right. Then we get the real ending. What do we got here for the real ending? Follow Circus Baby's directions to reach the scooping room. Hand unit quickly reveals that you've entered a restricted area. You're on the wrong side of the scooper. Unfortunately, this was all part of Circus Baby's plan, as she explains. If we looked like you, then we would have somewhere to go. You'll catch a glimpse of a new animatronic in the window, which they actually don't have pictured here. There's a picture up here, but you cannot see entered in that. Where was I? New animatronic in the window entered, an amalgam of the animatronics you've met. You'll find yourself powerless to prevent entered from scooping your insides out and replacing your skeleton with itself. Now entered can use your body to escape into the world. As the credits roll, brightening up the image shows the text real ending in the lower left corner. Oh, does it really? I guess that's this image up here. Maybe it says real ending there, because that's Ennard's eyes shining through Michael Afton's body. It's great. Love the lore. Do you remember your first time trying FNAF? It's a tough game. I love the lore, but the games are very, very tough. So now we get to learn about the Immortal and the Restless. This is the in-between night cutscenes that play, I guess, that give you some lore that's not straightforward, but when is lore ever straightforward in this game? I was playing on my friend's PC. It was Ultimate Custom Night, and he set everything to 20 without telling me. Oh, no way. No way. 50-20 mode's too much. I haven't tried Ultimate Custom Night. The plan was to play that today, but because we started so late in the day, we're probably just going to read the book on stream today. But let's keep going. Immortal and the Restless. At the end of each night, you watch a soap opera called The Immortal and the Restless, which features a vampire named Vlad arguing, and notice he's in purple, arguing with his mistress, Clara. His mistress? Wouldn't it have been his wife? I didn't know it was his mistress. But they're arguing about child support and the paternity of their precocious baby. It's pretty obvious Vlad is the father and that he and Clara are a bad match. Clara burns down his house, threatens to sell her ring, and more. But they ultimately reconcile. What could these soap operas mean? Wow, I don't remember parts of this. Okay, A, I did not know that Clara was a mistress. B, Vlad constantly says the baby's not mine. So the ultimate guide confirming that he is the father makes that line even more confusing. But then they reconcile their differences. But we've never seen a Miss Afton or a mistress in any of the series with the Aftons. So I have no clue what the Immortal and the Restless is trying to tell us. Hopefully this blurb here gives some of the other theorists in the community more to ponder on there, so we can get like an actual representation for whatever Immortal and the Restless is, but that's fine. We got some more images here. Just Mike eating popcorn. I don't know. What is that taco? I guess they're getting food. I don't remember all of the Immortal and the Restless clips. Oh, and then we get the map of sister location. Let me zoom out. There we go. What do I feel like my phone is not straight? Okay, maybe that's a little better. I don't know. No, it looks more tilted now. Because this is not straight. This is bothering me. There we go. See? I look straight now. Okay, sorry, that was really bothering me. So this is the map of sister location, and it actually does have the faded parts of the map in here too, which is very interesting. Very interesting that it shows it too. Might head out. I know it's late by you, Archie, so thanks for stopping on in. If you do stick around though, you're always welcome to. If not, we'll catch you tomorrow. Keep in mind, stream will start earlier tomorrow, as long as everything goes to plan. What are the animatronics of FNAF 3? There's only Springtrap, which is technically a human that's dead in an animatronic suit. And then all the others are phantoms. There's no other animatronics. Okay, but mapping the animatronics and special events in sister location. So we have the circus gallery in the back. That's where Circus Baby is supposed to appear. The Funtime Auditorium. That's where Funtime Foxy is. With the private room. That's what you do for the bonus nights. This is only accessible with certain steps. See page 80. So that's in 3 pages. We'll learn about that. Parts and service room. Apparently, oh, there's 3. Okay, that's just Bon Bon there. It's Funtime Freddy, Bon Bon, and Circus Baby are there. But pretty cool. Then you've got the breaker room all the way on the other side. Funtime Freddy can appear there. The Laura Gallery with the Biddy Bab, not the Biddy Babs, the Mini Arenas. And then, oh, the scooping room is down here. Oh, there's a conveyor belt straight from parts and service to the scooping room. Okay, I wasn't sure how that aligned on the map, because I thought you came through the Funtime Auditorium to go to there. You do go through the Funtime Auditorium to get to the private room, though. That's about all there is on this map, though. So let's move on to codes, glitches, and secrets. Very nice. Might just leave this playing while I sleep. Oh, I do that all the time. I always fall asleep to YouTube videos, and not as much live streams, but YouTube videos. So if you want to fall asleep to my voice, I would be very flattered. Okay, codes, glitches, and secrets. Blueprints. The blueprints for Circus Baby, Funtime Freddy, Ballora, and Funtime Foxy can be found on the game load screen. These their design choices seem meant to lure children in to be kidnapped, and are no doubt what the technicians were referencing in the prologue. Those are the questionable design choices that they were asking Mr. Afton about. If the normal animatronics are in the FNAF movie, in the first FNAF movie, toy animatronics are in FNAF movie 2, and the Phantoms are and Springtrap are in the FNAF movie 3. Well, I don't think we're gonna see just Phantoms. I don't know where they're gonna go for FNAF 3, whether it'll be like they tie into Security Breach more, or they go off of sister location. Probably more so FNAF 4, but I think there's a chance we could see Phantoms, but they won't be the like main focus of whatever the third movie is. Obviously, in the second movie, we're about to get the toys and the Wizards. And there's some cameo animatronic that nobody knows about yet. My wild crackpot theory is that we're going to see Ennard, but I don't know how much I believe that. That's just a crackpot theory. Okay, so we can see all the blueprints here. This is Funtime Freddy, and it's circling that. I think there's a compartment for a kid in his chest. I'm trying to look closely. Hang on. I guess I can do this. I don't know what that's circling for Funtime Freddy. Is that meant to signify that there's a kid in there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What does it say on the rest of this thing? There's more text over here. Proximity sensor, grouping, coordination. I hate this. It's cutting off the blueprints on the side of the page. Voice mimic, storage tank. He's a storage tank, so he does have a kid in there. Okay, that's what that is. I still hate Vanessa being William's daughter in the movie. I mean, it's implied she's an Afton in the games too. Her name, and we haven't gotten it to it yet, but FNAF AR, the special delivery mobile game, is in this book as well. And there will be sections that detail the emails from that game. And she's called Vanessa A in that. So, pretty sure she's an Afton, whether we want her to be or not. What up, Wang? Welcome on into the dojo. All right, mini puzzles. Try not to repost the same message. Road to the secret ending. On night 3, before heading to the Funtime Auditorium, go to the Circus Gallery control room and enter the crawl space under the desk. Circus Baby will tell you about the first and only night she was on stage. Part of her programming requires her to count the children. As soon as there was only one child left in the room with her, she lost control of herself. Her stomach opened and made an ice cream cone. That's not exactly what happened, but it's part of it. Then she pulled the unfortunate girl inside herself. Baby is still haunted by her screams. Yes, the animatronic itself is still haunted by the screams of Elizabeth, even though Elizabeth now possesses her. Then we get Baby's blueprints. This says she has an air hose attachment. I guess that's for balloons. Internal ice cream dispenser, song databank, and emergency stop. I don't know what the emergency stop is for, but she's got a kid inside her. Moving on, moving on. We got to learn about the other endos. Or are we just moving on to minigames? Oh, we're just moving on to the other minigames. Okay, I thought we were going to go through more blueprints. Okay, so starting off with the Circus Baby minigame. I love that this book details all the like random minigames you see that are lore-based. Okay, so the Circus Baby minigame may appear after a jump scare. This is one of the like random death minigames. It's just like in FNAF 2 how you can get the death minigames. Trying to get rid of that glare for y'all. In order to unlock the secret ending, you need to fully complete the minigame. Playing as Circus Baby, you must collect food and give it to children with a limited amount of time. Each kid needs to be fed 2 cupcakes, unless you hit them with a green cupcake. Their color will change from green to red when they've had their fill. And then there's the collectible types. The pink cupcake is a single cupcake. The blue cupcake is a triple throw. So you throw 3 kids that are vertically lined up. That is actually used for 3 vertically lined kids. That's important. And then the green cupcake is a single throw that can feed multiple kids lined up horizontally, so it doesn't stop after it hits one child. Whereas the blue and the pink stop after they hit the first child. And then the ice cream cone unlocks the secret child. That's how you get the full ending here. Jump to grab the pink cupcakes and throw 2 at the first child, then another 2 at the next child. Continue right into the next area, but do not target the kids on the lower level. Instead, jump up and throw another 2 cupcakes each at the kids on the platform. This is cool. It tells you exactly what strategy you need to win. You do need to be fast still and accurate, but it's telling you exactly how to win. From the upper right platform, jump right into the next screen and leap over a blue cupcake and land on a middle island. Proceed right to the next area and throw your last 2 pink cupcakes right as you jump to the first platform. There's more. This one continues. This is a long one. Return left to grab the blue cupcake, then head right again. Jump to the middle platform and throw twice to hit all 3 kids lined up vertically at the same time. Continue to the right, but do not grab the green cupcake. Hop onto the left ledge of the platform to jump over it. In the next area, jump and throw twice to hit the 3 kids arranged vertically. So that's what you do with the blue cupcake, it was saying. Now return left to collect the green cupcake. Continue left until you reach the area where you ignored the 2 unfed kids. Throw a green cupcake at them and quickly return to the right, jumping all of the gaps in the area. In the area where you hit the last set of 3 kids arranged vertically, there's a gap at the far end. Jump it and immediately throw a cupcake to hit the kids in the next room. Continue to the right, jumping gaps and throwing cupcakes as necessary. At the end of the screen, take the ice cream cone, but don't exit to the goal. Instead, run all the way back to the left. Gotta go back to the start of the level here. There's a lot. It's a very involved minigame. You'll reach the end with only seconds to spare, if that. It's very tight. But as long as the timer doesn't expire, a girl will come out for the ice cream. Circus Baby grabs her with a terrible scream, and there's the act happening. You can see the ice cream right down there as Elizabeth Afton gets scooped. Kind of. Not exactly scooping, but same thing. To access the game quickly, the minigame, go to the extras menu and move your mouse to the lower left corner. Click on the icon of Circus Baby when it appears. So that's just a way to get back to the minigame if you've already encountered it. I don't know if that's accessible after you encounter it for the first time or after you beat it once. Like just get to the end goal normally. Not the special ice cream ending. But moving on, we're in gameplay and strategy now. So we're almost done with Sister Location. We got to get through gameplay and strategy and then lore and theories. So gameplay and strategy, we've got the private room. After completing the Circus Baby minigame, you can disobey Baby's directions on night 5 and move right into the Funtime Auditorium to find the private room. Hand unit will inform you that you're not allowed to leave until 6 a.m. Sound familiar? Your task is to survive the night against Ennard in a manner similar to FNAF 1. Listen carefully for sound clues to determine Ennard's whereabouts and use the monitor and doors sparingly. Survive the night and you'll be treated to a final installment of The Immortal and Restless, complete with your Exotic Butters gift basket. But you're not alone. Ennard has followed you. Unfortunately, there's not a picture here of Ennard following you in that end cutscene, but we do get the keypad over here from the custom night or whatever it's called, the private room. Entering 1983 on the keypad to bring up FNAF 4 camera feeds on the desk monitor, and also notice the familiar Fredbear plush on the desk. So it said earlier in this book that that's a remote. I thought it was a walkie-talkie, but I guess that is a remote. I'm not sure. Interesting though, very interesting. And then moving on to the custom night. Defeating Ennard unlocks a series of custom nights. Oh, multiple custom nights where with preset AI difficulties. You must defeat each on 5, each on V. I think is that a Roman numeral? Oh, no. You must defeat each on V hard, so very hard, I think is what it means, to access bonus cutscenes. I was just wondering how you got those bonus cutscenes, because I remember them. That's the Mike Afton cutscenes. But this is only animatronics here. What is this for? Oh, I think it's similar to FNAF 2, that it has preset modes. So like Angry Ballet is only Ballora and the mini arenas, and there's two mini arenas, mini arena 1 and 2. Or Freddy and Co is just Funtime Freddy, Yendo, Funtime Foxy, and Bonnet. Wasn't it Bonbon? Is Bonnet the pink one? I thought Bonbon was the name, but it's just detailing who's in what game mode. What up, Sensei? What up, Zara? Welcome on back to the dojo. Hello. All right, we get Funtime Foxy's blueprints are up here, so just more blueprints there. And it says, try clicking around the primary control module. You can honk the mask's noses, make beeping sounds with buttons and more. Oh, they haven't touched on lolbit in this at all. I wonder if they'll bring up lolbit. No, actually, they are literally about to. It's right down here. There you go, lolbit. But it says, check out the creepy puppets in the circus gallery control room. There's a lot of different faces in there. Some humanoid type faces, some just like animatronics. Okay, but we've got Ballora. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. There we go. Focus. Ballora approaches from east or west hall, moves whenever possible, and can move toward or away from the door. Close each door when her music gets louder. You only have to have the door shut at the movement check moment, not the entire time she's at the doorway. Stereo headphones will help to determine which door she's approaching from. Okay, so I've never played the custom night, so I actually completely forget how these work. So I guess the custom nights, you're actually dealing with all the animatronics, not just Ennard. Ennard is just the private room. So it's different. It's different. What did I miss? We're just reading through FNAF Sister Location right now. We just started, so I've only been live for 40 minutes. 40 minutes! Oh my god. Been live for 40 minutes and we're still on Sister Location. Let's keep reading. Funtime, Freddy, and Bonbon. Wait, it does call it Bonbon here. So Bonnet is the pink one. Bonbon is the blue one. Okay. Oh, it got like brighter when I put my hand there. That was weird. Do you guys see the lighting differences there? What's up with that? It definitely gets brighter when I add my hand to the camera. That's weird. Okay, moving on. Funtime, Freddy, and Bonbon hides in the closets outside either door. When he commands Bonbon to attack, close the corresponding door. If he shouts surprise, close the opposite door. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, if we go back to play that, that'll be good to know. Excuse me. All right, moving on. Yendo appears at random in the office. Open the monitor to make him disappear. Leaving him in the office for a little bit will deplete your oxygen quickly, but leaving him much longer will end in a jump scare. Funtime Foxy sits in Funtime Cove. Should be checked before he advances a spot, but it's not best to let him run at all if possible. I don't know what Funtime Foxy's play strategy is. That's interesting. Bonnet rushes through your office, spawns near where your mouse cursor is, and when you come out of the camera, click on her nose to stop her. So Bonnet is just an annoyance. Biddy Bab enters from the vent above your desk and can move on 3-second multiples. Close the vent when it gets too close. Pay attention to the voice cue. I'm gonna find a way inside. And then start following crawling noises in the vent. If you can, close the vent every 3 seconds after the start of the sound effect until you hear a thud. You may be able to time a vent closure to save power. That seems very hard. Say that again about Foxy. Foxy sits in Funtime Cove. Should be checked before he advances a spot. It's best not to let him run at all if possible. It's right up here. But moving on to Electrobab. Drains your power. Administer a controlled shock to stop it. So it's just another form of the Biddy Bab, I guess. Is the Electrobab different? I've never heard of Electrobab. Have you guys heard of Electrobab before? Oh my god, not Megalovania. Hang on. Electrobab FNAF. Yeah, Electrobab is just a Biddy Bab, but slightly different, I guess. It drains your power. Okay. I was wondering what that was. Moving on. Lolbit, we were just talking about before, distracts you with audio and visual cues. Type LOL to stop it. Wait, Lolbit actually affects you in the custom night? That's crazy. Yeah, I can see on the page right over here, Lolbit is one of the characters that can appear in some of the nights. That's weird. That's really weird. Then you get the mini arenas. They drain your oxygen. Administer a controlled shock to stop them. And mini arenas 2, they randomly appear over your line of sight and cannot be stopped. Okay, so the mini arenas 2 are just like annoyances that you can't get rid of. The mini arenas 1 are something you have to get rid of that does affect you. Very weird. Must switch your light on him. On Electrobab? No, that's a controlled shock. I don't know who you're saying to flash the light on. And the notes down here, note that none of the custom night gameplay is considered canon. Sorry to the Lolbit fans. And on night 5, the Ennard mask in the primary control module is missing, though it will sometimes change to a Lulbit mask. Yes, okay, that we already knew. That's where you first see Lulbit. Moving on, we got some more lore and theories, or no, we're still on gameplay and strategy, sorry. If you think you've got the skills, give this minimalist camera route a try. Cam 7 for Funtime Foxy, flip regularly to be safe. Cam 7, check for Funtime Foxy again. Cam 4 for Electro Bab plus shock him, then back to Cam 7 for Funtime Foxy. Cam 7 for Funtime Foxy. Cam 3 for Electro Bab, shock him, then back to Cam 7 for Funtime Foxy. Okay, so apparently the only thing you need on the cameras really is Funtime Foxy. Flip twice on the regular when coming out of the cameras or until Yendo is removed. Interesting. Handle Bonnet's nose while keeping an eye on Lulbit appearances to get ready to type LOL. Keep track of Funtime Freddy and his cues. Listen for Biddy Bab's noises. Add in mini arena checks if you want a much brighter experience with Oxygen. Interesting. Okay, I don't understand any of that, but I've never played this before. I've never played the custom nights of Sister Location. Fun fact, the Scoop, or Scooper, has its name shown in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator in a blueprint. This is true. We did just see this when we were playing FNAF 6 on Monday. And then we get some images here. That's just like the main menu. That's Funtime Freddy with his mask open. Audio skipping. You can technically use Control S and then Control S again to skip entire audio sequences, which is helpful for speedrunning. But if you don't hit the keys cleanly, you can get out of phase and have no audio for a while. Oh, that's not great. Interesting speedrun mechanics, though. Okay, edit room, private room strategy. You need the key card to play this strategy. Get it from the return route on the Circus Baby ice cream minigame. Yeah, so I think I have that in my playthrough. Go forward and right as you go down the unlit Funtime Auditorium. Make sure you're using stereo headphones and are in stereo mode if playing on a PC. The entire night is 9 minutes long. That's so long. Oh my god. I don't think a single other FNAF game is that long for a single night. 90 seconds per hour? That's crazy. Note that babies speaking and other sound effects can sometimes stop the audio cue for Ennard's movement. It's possible that Ennard can move silently, though. Cam 1, 2, and 5 are the only cameras you really need to check. Doors and vent in the private room. Didn't it just say we need to check Cam 7 for... Oh, no, that's the custom night. That's different. That's different. Okay, and then we got Ennard's movements. So I think on this private room night, you're only dealing with Ennard. So Ennard doesn't move until 40 seconds into the night, so don't bother with camera usage or door manipulation until you reach this point. Ennard will move every 8 seconds until 3 a.m., every 6 seconds when it is 3 a.m., and every 3 seconds when it's 4 a.m., and then every 2 seconds when it's 5 a.m. until it hits 6. What happens at 6 then? It doesn't say what happens at 6. He moves faster every hour. Get used to Ennard's movement noises. The vent noises, for example, are characteristic compared to a hallway movement. Ennard's retreat noise is also characteristic, often like a faucet sound. Conserve power when possible. Don't keep doors shut that don't have to be shut. Running out of power versus Ennard moving every 2 seconds in the last hour is really rough, so just don't run out of power. Note, the power scaling on the private room won't leave you a ton of power remaining. The power scaling? I don't know anything about the power scaling. That's a known bug, the audio bug from skipping it? What? It's just that if you get out of phase with it, there's a bug for it. I mean, it seems like they're saying it can be used for speedrunning. So I don't know what bug that is. That seems built in. Oh, we're still not at lore and theories. We got one more page. I don't know why I'm trying to fold it. Hang on. Final cutscenes. Right, here's this. Okay. After defeating each of the first 9 custom nights, you'll watch one of 7 8-bit cutscenes. Ennard, who now occupies Michael Afton's body, or your body, is going through the world like normal. Only your body is decaying. Ennard's endoskeleton eventually leaves in search of a fresher body. Oh, I didn't know it was in search of a fresher body. I just thought he left. But strangely, your body comes back to life. Defeating the Golden Freddy custom night on very hard unlocks something even more earth-shattering. This message from Michael. Oh my god, I forgot there's so much to unlock in Sister Location. This is crazy. So this is the final cutscene where Ennard is going to be puked into the sewers, and then Michael revives himself by... you know, I think the current theory I've seen is that Michael Afton is dead when he gets scooped, but because of Ennard being inside him, there's a lot of remnant being shared, so he uses the remnant to then possess his dead body. Make of that what you will. Oh, having no audio. Yeah, just having no audio for a while. I see what you mean. Funtime Foxy's weakness is a hook and a jump scare. Well, I think he's got the hook, so we should be afraid of that, not him. Okay, but this is the text from the secret cutscene after beating Golden Freddy Custom Night on very hard, which is absurd. But it says, Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but when they thought I was you, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now, but something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There's only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come and find you. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you. Wait, he says that twice? I don't remember him saying that twice. And then you can see that is the picture that plays at the end of this cutscene where you see the burned, I guess, doubly burned? No, I think this is the first time he was burned. The burned corpse of Springtrap leaning forward from the Fazbear Frights location from FNAF 3. Fazbear's Fright. I keep getting that wrong. I know, I don't know all the exact pacing and the accent of the clip, so I wasn't even going to try it revered. I am not a imitation guy. I don't do accents. Nah, my face will like completely blush if I try and do that. I'll get embarrassed. Michael Afton. This is Lauren theories now that we're into. The second secret ending of Sister Location was quite a doozy, confirming that William Afton's son, Michael, is out there, possibly helping his father. Since then, many theories have popped up about Michael's role in the FNAF universe. One strain of theories posits that Michael is the player character across FNAF 1, 2, 3, Sister Location, and technically FNAF 4. Technically the Nightmare minigames of FNAF 4, depending on how you look at that game. But FNAF 4 is basically like the duplicating clone of this universe. So FNAF 4, you have the crying child experiencing these nightmares, which probably did happen. Then you also have Michael Afton experiencing these nightmares, which you know has to be not the crying child. You know it has to be someone who could be Michael Afton, because in FNAF 4, you hear sounds like the phone guy from FNAF 1 that the crying child would have no experience of. Michael Afton would, though, if he is the night guard that plays in FNAF 1. So, Michael Afton was in the nightmare experiments and then probably has these nightmares later on in his life. FNAF 1 child actually had these nightmares, but there's a lot that goes on in FNAF 4. That's my interpretation of it in current day. Ennard's weakness is an EMP. I feel like that would be all of their weaknesses. Actually, would it be though? Because they possess the suits they're in. So do they need electricity? Does possession outweigh power? Electric power? I don't know. Aliases. Fans use the fact that Michael goes by Mike in Sister Location to link him to the guard Mike Schmidt from FNAF 1. The names on the paychecks in FNAF 2, Jeremy and Fritz, interestingly match the first names of some of the murder victims we see on the gravestone screen from Pizzeria Simulator. Oh, that's true. They are both dead kids' names. Wait, Fritz is one of them? I guess it is. Has Michael Afton been using aliases of the dead kids this whole time? What the fuck, man? Then we have the pink slips. The player is repeatedly fired for tampering with the animatronics. That's FNAF 1 and 2. I don't think we get a pink slip in FNAF 3. Which, aside from alluding to the custom night and knowledge of animatronics, could point to turning off their facial recognition or collecting remnants. Another reason cited in FNAF 2 is odor, which could link to Michael's decomposing body, which totally makes sense. When they get affected by... Oh, yeah, there are controlled shocks. This is true. That is a true thing. Okay, moving on with the lore and theories. Fan theories, a family affair. Let's get rid of that glare for y'all. Okay. Can we focus? Can we focus? There we go. Okay. Many theories insist that Sister Location proves that FNAF 1 is truly a family affair, or just FNAF in general, is truly a family affair. Some theorists purport that FNAF 4 introduces us to the family of William Afton, and Sister Location shows us where they end up. The younger son, aka the bite victim. William Afton seems to have been watching the bite victim in FNAF 4 between the camera feeds in the private room and the parts of the breaker room map, matching up with the layout in the FNAF 4 house. Plush Fredbear's line at the close of FNAF 4 says, "I will put you back together." Sound familiar? It's the same thing Michael Afton says during the last custom night cutscene in Sister Location. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. Could this mean that the younger son was also put back together in a similar manner and is possessing an animatronic? I mean, if that's true, then the theory is that he's just automatically possessing Golden Freddy because he got bit by Golden Freddy doesn't really make sense. If they put the crying child back together, who else would he be possessing? I don't know. But then you get, this is the actual map in game that you see of the breaker room. I think this is in the breaker room. And we get the older son, Michael Afton, aka you. With, I love how they show the name tag, but they have the mouse fucking covering it in the screenshot. Come on, man. That's just lame. How are you gonna take a screenshot and have the mouse covering it? Okay, this theory seems confirmed by the game. In the final cutscene, you call William Afton father and state your name Michael. Remember how we saw Mike taped to the keypad in the elevator? Strangely, in the 8-bit entered cutscene, when you come back to life, it's Circus Baby's voice, your sister's voice, that seems to bring you back. She says, you won't die. 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 She just says it over and over again. Okay, the daughter, Elizabeth Afton, aka Circus Baby. At the end of each night in Sister Location, we overhear a girl pleading with her father to let her play with Circus Baby. On the final night, she's left alone with Circus Baby, and we know from Circus Baby's dialogue on night 2 how that ended. Further proof comes from Circus Baby's eye color, which changes in her minigame to match that of the little girl. From the novel series and Pizzeria Simulator, we get seeming confirmation that Circus Baby is indeed Afton's daughter, Elizabeth. Yeah, that's definitely 100% confirmed. You can see her eyes are blue here and Elizabeth's eyes are green. And I believe, I might be wrong, I believe in the first trailer that released for Sister Location, Circus Baby still has blue eyes. I might be wrong on that one, but I do remember Matt Pat doing a theory about the eye color changes, and I don't remember if that happened before or after the game came out. Then we have a picture from FNAF 6 here. That's Lefty outside the FNAF 6 pizzeria, I guess before we technically salvage them. But further proof for this theory seemed to come from Pizzeria Simulator, where the rare screen of Lefty in the back alleyway shows an interesting poster. So on this poster here, it's kind of hard to see because it is actually a little bit cut off, but I'll hold it up nice and close for y'all. Actually, I can just zoom in. What am I doing? Here we go. So in this, you see a bear with some nice sharp teeth, possibly implying that that is Golden Freddy or the crying child that got bit. You got a circus clown over here. Who else could that be but Elizabeth, Circus Baby? And then you have, I believe if this is in color, there's a little bit of purple on the jacket there. The father, who is the ventriloquist or is puppeting his son, Michael Afton. So that's William and Michael. Interestingly, still no Mrs. Afton. No Mrs. Afton to be found anywhere in the series. Okay, moving on. Oh, that's the end. That's the end of Sister Location. We're on to Pizzeria Simulator. Very cool. Very cool. We finished another chapter. Love that. Love that. All right, what do you think, guys? Should we go on and read Chapter 6? Should we finish like FNAF 1 through 7, the OG series that Scott made, and then go and read about Chica's Secret Party? Or should we skip to Chica's Secret Party right now? What do you guys think? Keep in mind, my phone is on 66%. So once that dies, we can't read the book any longer. That annoying robot, it won't stop talking? Which robot won't stop talking? Which robot? You talking about Baby? Elizabeth? Circus Baby killed Purple Guy's child, but then she's still alive? Elizabeth is possessing Circus Baby. So yes, Baby killed Elizabeth, but she's still alive via possession. I'm just aiming my camera down a little bit. If I can. Will you tilt? I don't know if I tilted at all. Whatever. What do we think, chat? Continue reading with FNAF 6 and 7? Or skip ahead to Chica's Secret Party? The game that never existed. What do you think? What should we do? Sorry for coughing so much. I had a rough night. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator says revered. All right, you're the only one to answer, so we will continue through from FNAF 6 to Ultimate Custom Night, and then we'll skip forward for Chica's Secret Party, whatever that is. Okay, FNAF 6, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Let's zoom in on all that text. I'm doing my best to like get rid of the glares for y'all. Congratulations! Yes, you have been chosen as the newest franchise owner of a Fazbear Entertainment Restaurant. The 6th game in the Five Nights at Freddy's series, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, puts you in the driver's seat of your very own restaurant. Choose the decor, the games, the entertainment, the possibilities are endless. But it's not all fun and games. Split into 3 parts. Ooh, can't read that. The gameplay consists first of restaurant management, where you buy and place animatronics, games, and decor. The next stage is the offense maintenance, where hardcore FNAF fans are sure to shine. Not me. I'm a hardcore FNAF fan, not of the gameplay, just the lore. Your goal seems innocent enough. Complete the tasks assigned to you in your dark office, but depending on your choices, you could find yourself fighting for your life against a horde of vicious animatronics, including some not so friendly faces. The final part of your day is salvaging, where you must sort through and test old animatronics that were found back in the outside alley. Pizzeria Simulator shocked and delighted fans with its new concept, allowing for near infinite possibilities and a variety of different endings. Yeah, 6 different endings was great. Loved it. Though first appearing as a fun and funny new take on the mythos of FNAF, the game quickly takes a dark turn with creepy minigames that both answer old questions and open up new ones, and a good ending that seemingly wraps up some of the many mysteries of the franchise. Pizzeria Simulator is sure to keep you on your toes and keep you up at night. The handwriting looks cool. You think this is handwriting? I think it's just the font they use. I mean, I did have something that I was questioning because there are red text drawings in this book. We've seen them a couple of times. We've seen 2 or 3 different ones. So right here, we've seen Mathman appear twice in the book. Both times he's fighting what I would assume is Golden Freddy, but we can just say Freddy. And then the second time he's fighting Springtrap, because I think he appears in FNAF 3's chapter. But then we also see a drawing of a dog later on in this red pen. So I don't know if this red pen has any context to it, because the last time we had to deal with the red pen things was in the survival logbook, where there were 3 different characters talking, and we know the red pen character was Michael Afton. So I have no idea if there's any lore significance to Mathman here or the red pen drawings, but there have been 3 separate red pen drawings I've noticed so far in the book. 3. We'll see if any more pop up as we go. But now we're on to the Freddy scoop. So once again, this like subsection of the chapter just details the story of the game, not the lore. Before the 8-bit minigame starts, choose toppings for your own pizza. If you choose a specific vegetable-only set, onions, mushrooms, olives, peppers, you'll start with an extra $200. What? I didn't know that. Why does it have to be a vegetable pizza? That's disgusting. Man, now I want this. Next time we boot up the game, we're gonna have to like fully reboot it so I can do this mini game again. Bro, I did not know you could get extra cash. That's crazy. Welcome back, Flapjack. Okay, after your topping selection, dive into the mini game where Freddy has to deliver pizzas to hungry customers. As the level increases, a shadow Freddy will appear and try and block you from delivering pizzas. As you continue to get past him, the game suddenly glitches, causing multiple shadow Freddys to appear until the screen cuts to black. You can see it glitching out here. Excuse me. Sorry. When the screen flickers back to life, you'll see Scrap Baby, a broken down version of Circus Baby. Look down to find a piece of paper and a tape recording. The tape recorder plays and the cassette man asks you to document the responses of the animatronic based on various oral stimuli. 2 noises play and seemingly nothing happens, so you can check no, yes, or maybe in each box. On the 3rd test, the pitch of a creepy song rises and rises until the screen cuts to a training video. Yeah, that opening is so creepy. I forgot about that opening because the first time we booted up the game on stream, we didn't get this. Because I guess I booted it up once to just make sure everything was working properly. I have to zoom out a little bit. That's good. Okay. The training video informs you that you are now a franchisee of Fazbear Entertainment. Congratulations! You'll be in charge of your very own pizzeria, which means you'll be required to buy equipment for entertainment purposes while also cutting costs to make a profit. Make sure not to cut too many costs, though, as you don't want to be liable for any accidents. Yeah, so the first ending I got of this game was the bankruptcy ending, because I got sued into bankruptcy. It's really great. That's sick fuck. $200 for a vegetable pizza. I know, it's disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah, Revered, even if I do go back to FNAF 6, which part of me wants to, part of me doesn't. But even if I do, I still need to do a full replay, A, for the lore keeper ending, but B, because the only achievement, not the ending, but the only achievement I'm missing is I need to place Chipper, Music Man, and Funtime Chica on the stage at the same time. That's the only achievement I'm missing. I just don't have enough money to afford them all. So if we can make use of the $200 bonus, that'd be very, very nice, because you can get a couple extra things day one and hopefully make some extra cash from that. Okay, that's the end of this page. Let's move on. We're on day one, Monday. I hate this freaking glare. On the restaurant management screen, you can buy equipment for your restaurant. After buying the franchise license, you have $100 left, which means only items from Dumpster Diver Weekly are affordable, unless you've gone with the vegetarian pizza in the first mini games. As you buy more expensive items, better categories become available. Each item has a value for atmosphere, health, sanitation, entertainment, bonus revenue, and liability. Placing a sanitation station down immediately will help you get some endings like Certificate of Mediocrity more reliably. So yeah, I did learn when I was testing how to get the blacklist ending, or when I was following a guide for that. It says that if you use the sanitation station day one, it stops animatronics from getting in. So nobody can like bust their way in unless you salvage them, at least on day one. And then you can see there's the catalog up there. We just played FNAF 6, so y'all should be familiar with this. And then the second picture there is just placing down the items in the actual pizzeria. When you're done buying, move to blueprint mode to place your equipment in the restaurant. There's a blinking sponsorship offer in the top right corner, which gives you extra money. Testing the game also nets bonus revenue, but keep in mind that the sponsorship offers you take will result in ads, which can complicate things with volume when you're in a pinch and you may have animatronics lurking. You know what's funny? I took like 2 or 3 sponsors and I still managed to actually beat the game after salvaging all 4 of them. Like, I got the completion ending with advertisements playing, and now I can't even get the blacklist ending with no advertisements, which sucks. And then we see the office gameplay. When you're done with blueprint mode, click finished in the bottom right corner to move on to the next phase. The office. Here, you must do all the tasks on the computer terminal. Click on a task to start it. Your tasks don't cost money to complete, but you can spend money to upgrade your equipment to make it quieter and more efficient. Tutorial unit warns you that your terminal and ventilation system are loud, so disable them if the noise draws unwanted attention. Be careful about keeping the ventilation system off, though, as the room will heat up. You can keep track of what's going on in your vents to the left and right by checking a motion detector, deploying an audio decoy, or using a secondary ventilation system. If all else fails, shine your flashlight into the vent to scare off any visitors. So it's interesting that they say to shine the flashlight, because wherever you look, the flashlight's just on. You're not actually like shining flashlight stuff. Okay, Krypton, I've told you before, I don't want your first messages when you come into a stream to be telling me about someone else's stream, okay? That's great for Zach in the Box. I hope he gets a PB if he's on great pace, but you don't need to come into my stream immediately to tell me what another streamer is doing. It's very rude. Okay, moving on to this page. What's up, player EQ6FG? Welcome on into the dojo. Honk the nose on the Helpy doll on top of your terminal. Yes, you can honk the nose. I've done it many times. It's great that you can always honk the nose in these games. But after finishing your tasks, log off. The tutorial unit congratulates you on a job well done, but reminds you that you must get through the full week in order to prove yourself. There's a big party this Saturday, and if you are successful, you'll be rewarded. I don't like this party. You do not want the party happening. The final phase of the day is salvaging. You're brought back to the dimly lit desk, a piece of paper and a recorder in front of you. Only this time you're facing Molten Freddy, a broken down Funtime Freddy. Sorry, I think I spit. Cassette Man tells you to inspect the animatronics found by the back door. No one knows why they're there, but they can be used for spare parts. You can either salvage them for extra money or throw them away. If the animatronic attacks, you can... No, if it attacks, you die. If the animatronic moves, you can shock it. That is a incorrect statement. If you shock it more than 3 times, you will irreparably damage the hardware, and its value will decrease. Fail this phase, and you will receive a jump scare and a notification that you lost the salvage, and now something is loose in your pizzeria. Something being the animatronic you just failed salvaging. Make it through the 5 stimuli, shocking each time the animatronic moves, and you will receive money. If you're salvaging for high level efficiency and don't want to risk losing money, the optimal thing to do is to shock the animatronic when it looks very aware and ready to attack. What does that mean? What? It doesn't move. Looks very aware and ready to attack. It doesn't move unless you pop up the clipboard. What? That's dumb. I mean, I tried doing that and I didn't shock once. So it was like, oh, maybe they can move twice and then we can shock. And I just immediately got jump scared. So I don't think that's right. As the screen cuts to black, a distorted voice is heard saying, "Thanks for letting me join the party. I'll try not to disappoint." The animatronic is still loose in your pizzeria. The day ends with a summary screen totaling the amount of money you made from the restaurant for that day. Great job. And hopefully you have no new lawsuits. You don't want lawsuits. Lawsuits are bad. Moving on. We got day 2. Tuesday. Welcome back. On the restaurant management screen, you can buy better equipment with yesterday's profits. Watch the liability ratings on the items, particularly if it says something undesirable may be hiding inside. God, I cannot read right now. I'm struggling. On the blueprint screen, you can now modify what you've bought by adding coin slots for bonus revenue, cleaning and polishing the item for extra atmosphere, or adding safety steps to reduce risk. There's another sponsorship offer as well. Once finished, you're brought back to the office. If you salvaged an animatronic or purchased a high liability animatronic, I think just high liability anything, it will come for you through the vents. Complete your tasks quickly while monitoring the vents. Then it says over here, make sure to purchase Candy Cadet as he may give you a surprise. See page 107. Yo, I bought Candy Cadet and I gave him so many tokens and he gave me no surprises. Candy Cadet was a bitch. Okay, moving on. You can pause a task or shut down your terminal completely if you need to check the vents. The animatronics are attracted to sound, so use an audio decoy to distract them. Because of sponsorships, as your tasks can be interrupted by a loud advertisement on your terminal if you took one. Oh, beware of sponsorships, sorry. Be sure to monitor the temperature too, though the fans and vents can be pretty loud. Yeah, they're so freaking loud, it's absurd. These are some of the sponsorship offers you can get. If the temperature hits 120 degrees, you'll pass out and be sent back to the main menu. I don't think I ever actually died that way. I don't know. I don't think there's anything bonus for dying that way. After completing the tasks, you're brought back to the salvage screen again, where you can choose to salvage Scrap Trap or throw him away. If you salvage successfully, Scrap Trap can be heard saying, "What a deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it. Obviously, but it is intriguing nonetheless." So Afton thinks he's still smart, even though he's walking directly into a trap. The tutorial unit reminds you, don't forget, Saturday you want them all to be in one place. Moving on to Wednesday. Halfway there, you're once more brought to the restaurant management and blueprint screen. Note that you can upgrade the size of your restaurant to accommodate more items or take another sponsorship to earn more cash. Buy and test the arcade minigames, Midnight Motorist and Fruity Maze for a special surprise. See pages 98, 100, 102, 104, 108, and 109. Oh my god, there's so much lore because of these. Jesus. Now back to the office. If you attempted to salvage both animatronics, you'll notice things have gotten a little harder. Complete your tasks without dying and you're brought to the salvage screen where you can choose to salvage Scrap Baby. I'm surprised we don't have a picture of Scrap Baby on this page. Maybe the next one. Well, we already saw one at the beginning, I guess. That's true. You can choose to salvage Scrap Baby, whom you saw at the beginning of the game. If you salvage successfully, you can hear her say, "You don't really know who your employer is, do you?" as the screen cuts to black. Depending on what you bought and the liability issues associated with the equipment, you might find yourself presented with several lawsuits on the summary screen. You can choose to either fight or settle. My recommendation is settle, because if you don't, you're going to be fighting them forever and you're just going to run out of money. That's what happened to me. Those are your lawsuit screens. So it turns red and help you get sad if you get a lawsuit. And then this is a pretty expensive one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read what that is. No, that text is way too small. I can't figure out what the lawsuit's about. Let's move on. Day 4, Thursday. We can zoom in a little bit. This text is getting smaller. And we can focus. Okay. Another day, another dollar. You're brought back to the management screen where you can continue to buy equipment and change the blueprint of your restaurant, upgrading as you see fit. The office will get even more difficult if you salvage Scrap Baby. The sticky note says, if you're able to make enough money through salvages, sponsorships, and bonus revenue from testing your products. Purchase the security puppet for a surprise. And then there's lore on a bunch of different pages. There's also lore on page 394. What the heck's on 394? That's like the last page of the book. Oh, it just talks about, okay, 394 just talks about the security puppet. That's the animatronic inventory. That's like the, it's an encyclopedia of the animatronics. Even though we also have a character encyclopedia as its own standalone book. So weird. Where are we, on tonight's salvage screen? Yeah, okay. We're over here. On tonight's salvage screen, you're presented with a Lefty. If you purchased him from the store, you'll be presented with a sign of winking smiley face that says, "No one is here, I'm already inside." Oh, I actually didn't remember that. I did see that you could purchase Lefty early, but I was like, why would you if you have to salvage him anyway? Plus, if you buy him early, you're wasting $5. If you salvage him, you're earning upwards of 5,000. So it's way more worth it to salvage Lefty. You know the drill. If you choose to salvage him, tase Lefty every time he moves, but not more than 3 times or he'll reduce his value. You can do it more than 3 times. You just won't make as much money. And then day 5 and 6 are pretty short. Day 5, keep on keeping on. Buy all the new things. Blueprint those things. Be careful in your office. Lucky you, no salvages today. And then day 6, Saturday, is the party. Go about your business, filling your restaurant with all the goodies your money can buy. Move along to the office and stay alive through your tasks. That's it. It's all the same. It's all the same once you get that far. And then we got the real ending over here with a bunch of pictures of everyone burning down. I thought this was part of the lore keeper ending. I was not aware if you just completed the game, you get this. But the real ending, after you complete your tasks for the night, the screen goes dark and you'll hear Scrap Baby's voice. You played right into our hands. You gather them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All those little souls in one place, just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. Cassette Man interrupts Scrap Baby, calling her Elizabeth. He explains that all the animatronics carrying trapped souls have been brought here and sealed inside as the restaurant is set on fire. Scrap Baby, Scrap Trap, Lefty, and Molten Freddy are shown burning as they try to escape, along with the images of various 8-bit minigames from past FNAF games. Oh, it was so cool showing the past 8-bit games. Like, could not have been a better climax to the original part of the series. So great. You can see everyone burning here. Cassette Man further states that the restaurant was made to lure the animatronics inside and destroy them so the souls can be freed. All except for one. The darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. He says as Scrap Trap burns. Addressing the player, he goes on to say that he had designed an escape route for you, but has a feeling that you don't want to leave. Lastly, Cassette Man talks to his daughter and apologizes for not being able to save her. As the feed cuts out, you're presented with a new voiceover congratulating you with a certificate of completion. What was that? It's like a little piece of dirt on the book. That's not the first certificate I got. That's actually the third. I got bankruptcy and mediocrity before I actually got a real ending in this game. Okay, that should lead us to tips, guides. No, gameplay and strategy. Yeah, that's what I meant. We're into gameplay and strategy. Okay, money, money, money. Use all 10 daily tokens to test out games in the pizzeria. You will make bonus revenue if you perform well. We've learned that. The basketball game pays really well. Different games have different difficulties, require different skills, and will pay out different amount potentials. Okay, The Office. Monitor the motion sensor and watch out for blips on the screen indicating an animatronic's location. Use the audio decoy to move animatronics away from you. Use the decoy within an animatronic's circular audio range. Oh, okay, it just has to be close to them. Otherwise, I won't hear the decoy. Listen closely to distinguish between the sounds of animatronics entering the hall, entering the vent, and shuffling out of the vent. So the entering the hall, I don't really know. Entering the vent and shuffling out, I've sort of learned. Don't tase me, bro. During salvage, the animatronics only move when you check off the responses. If the animatronic is suddenly sitting upright, shock it. Okay, so that makes sense. It's pretty straightforward. Then we get all the animatronics. Molten Freddy is worth 500 and can be salvaged on the first night unless you buy the discount ball pit on Monday, and he'll enter the restaurant by hiding the ball pit. He doesn't speak or make any sound as he climbs through the vents. Doesn't he sing? That's not true. He makes sounds. That's not true. I've heard Molten Freddy sounds before. That's straight up not true. Scrap Trap appears on the second night and is worth $1,000. If you purchase the Ned Bear animatronic on Tuesday, Scrap Trap won't appear, implying that he's hiding inside Ned Bear during the day. As he approaches you from the vents, he makes a loud clamoring sound and says, "You may not recognize me at first, but I assure you it's still me." And we move on, we get Scrap Baby. Scrap Baby can be salvaged on the third night and is worth $2,000. As she approaches in the vents, she can be heard saying, "I heard your call, and it feels like my birthday. Did you have a gift for me?" I thought an ad was about to play, or on the next song though. Lefty can either be bought for $5 with a liability rating of 9, the highest of any piece of equipment, or salvaged on the fourth night for $5,000. Similar to Molten Freddy, he doesn't speak when he moves in the vents. Okay, that is true. Lefty doesn't make a sound. Molten Freddy makes sounds. He has voice lines. Then we get the map, pretty short, small map. So we can see the top room. This is the safest place to play an audio cue as it's the furthest from you, except they're only going to hear that audio cue if they're in like these surrounding rooms, I think. The tips and strategies in this are not the greatest. The big square in the middle is the actual restaurant itself. You'll hear audio cues from Scrap Baby and Scrap Trap when the animatronics are in these vents. So it's talking about that one and that one, which is interesting because I saw something that was like, even if you hear that sound, it doesn't determine where they are. So either the post I saw is lying or the book is lying. But maybe what they meant by that is based on left and right, you don't know where they are, but you know they're in one of those two rooms. So I don't know. I'm not sure. And then we're down here, obviously. It's where the animatronics are trying to get to. That's about it for the strategy guide for FNAF 6. There's not much strategy they give you, but now we get into codes, glitches, and secrets. Additional certificates. If you are refrained from buying or salvaging anything, you're awarded the certificate of mediocrity and the lazy ending where you're fired from the restaurant. We got that second. If you run out of money either by purchasing expensive equipment or incurring lawsuits, you are awarded the certificate of bankruptcy and fired from the restaurant. That was my first ending I got. If you end the game with a risk rating of 50 or higher and win, i.e. don't go bankrupt, you're awarded the blacklisted certificate and you can never work for a Fazbear Entertainment establishment ever again. I am on Saturday, the final night for the blacklisted certificate, and I have not been able to beat it. The Lore Keeper ending, the only other certificate I'm missing. If you unlock the secrets of Midnight Motorist, Fruity Maze, and Security Puppet, and you get the real ending, which means once again you have to win with all 4 animatronics, you're awarded the Lore Keeper certificate and a secret ending screen after the credits roll. Secret ending screen. What's the secret ending screen you get from the Lore Keeper certificate? You know what? I don't remember that, and I don't know if I want to spoil it. I kind of want to get it myself. Obtain the Certificate of Insanity by buying and placing Egg Baby, aka Data Archive, in your restaurant. When you get to the office, turn off the monitor by pressing Z, then click and hold with your mouse on the power button on the monitor, and then press Z again. An audio file called HRY223 plays, and secret blueprints of several animatronics and devices come onto the screen. After listening to the file, you're awarded with a certificate and told that no one will believe you. The Insanity ending. So they show the Egg Baby, Data Archive. I do not understand how that thing is a data archive. I don't understand its significance. But then we see the Molten Freddy facial recognition file. I mean, we've seen all these blueprints, obviously the Certificate of Insanity. And then there are achievement badges as well, which I did not know about, but I have gotten 3 now. To unlock Trash in the Gang achievement, place Bucket Bob on the Star Curtain stage and the rest of the Trash animatronics on the Deluxe concert stage. It doesn't matter who you put on which stage, you just have to place them all down. But the Trash in the Gang achievement gives you $1,000. To unlock the Mediocre Melodies achievement, you got to place Orville Elephant as well as the rest of the animatronics on the Deluxe stage. That's Ned Bear, Pig Patch. I'm blanking on the other two's names. We're gonna move on. Unlock the Rockstars Assemble achievement badge. Place Lefty on the Star Curtain stage and the rest of the Rockstar animatronics on the Deluxe stage. We got that as well. The only one I'm missing now is Posh Pizzeria. To unlock the Posh Pizzeria achievement badge, place the 3 most expensive animatronics, L-Chip, Funtime Chica, and Music Man, on the Deluxe concert stage. The award is a whopping $0, but this award helps you get the Jar of Pickles in the Rare Finds catalog. Oh, that's right. We haven't been able to buy that. If you buy everything in the catalog, in addition to getting this achievement, who needs money when you get pickles, right? What do we know what the pickles do? I have not been able to purchase the pickles yet. Purchase and play Prize King to win Funtime Chica at no additional cost. That I did, and that is the smartest way to get Funtime Chica. Because if you give the Prize King 10 tokens, you're guaranteed to get Funtime Chica. It's not just a random chance. Okay, moving on, we've got the mini games. Start with Midnight Motorist. During the fourth lap of Midnight Motorist, hit other cars to slow down. You don't really need to slow down. You can get in there pretty easily without hitting other cars. Drive across to the bottom lane. Eventually, you'll see there is an opening at the bottom of the screen that you can enter. And this says over here, Midnight Motorist is fine for early game money. Oh, okay. You'll be led to another screen where it's raining and you're just one purple car driving along a winding road. As you drive to the U-shaped bend in the road, crash your car into the dark clearing in the trees. Crash your car? Why would it say crash? Okay. You can get out. You'll find that your character is yellow, not purple, and walk to an open spot in the trees. In the upper left corner, there's an unmarked pile of dirt. We still have no idea what that pile of dirt is. Get back in your car and you'll reach a fork in the road where you can either go left or continue straight. If you turn left, you're brought to a parking lot where there's a restaurant. It does say it's a restaurant, not a bar, called Junior's. There's a green man sitting outside the restaurant. Park and get out of the car. As you approach the green man, he says, "Come on, you know you can't be here. Don't make this more difficult than it has to be." Nothing else happens. There's a bug with the precision driving portions. You can move the car beyond the threshold for exiting and eventually drive into Junior's? Wait, what? And then drive into the house because it thinks you're still in the car. You'll be invisible instead of having your usual yellow sprite. What? There's a bug with the precision driving portions. You can move the car beyond the threshold for exiting. Oh, is it just talking about on this map here? This said you can drive into Junior's and then drive into the house. I don't know how you can drive into the house. What? I want to see that bug. Wait, I've never seen that before. Can someone look up this bug? I don't even know what I would Google for it. No, I'm going to look it up. What the heck is this? GG says Ackenbox on the PB. Krypton, I don't know what you're not getting about the message. You've sent 2 messages in chat, and both of them have been about Zach's stream. I'm happy for Zach. That's great. But let's not talk about other streamers when you're in my chat. Thank you. Midnight Motorist. Precision driving bug? I don't even know what I'd search. Midnight Motorist. Drive into Junior's. Should we search Midnight Motorist glitch? Glitch in Midnight Motorist I've known about for a long time. Glitch is simple. Open Midnight Motorist on a laptop, then close the laptop in the middle of the run. Come back after a bit, and now Midnight Motorist will go on infinitely? I don't know what that is. Whereby if you crash into another car near the midpoint of the finish line. Oh, what's this? Is this it? Where is it? Where is it? If you crash into another car near the midpoint of the finish line / checkpoint, your racing car will continue the next lap indefinitely. You can easily earn as much points as you like. Oh, that you can get like infinite money with that. That's funny. This is not the glitch that they're talking about in the book, though. What is this glitch they're referring to? Does anybody know what this is? I've literally never seen this before. I'm so confused. I think I've had a bug in Midnight Motorist. What's this? At the places you can get out of your car, you can get in the car and go to the place without leaving the car. Yes, how do you do this? This is just a screenshot that doesn't show how you do it. But, oh, was there a video but it's not available? Oh, no. I don't think the video exists anymore, whatever that was. Dang it. This is the exact glitch, though. People are asking them to upload it. The videos, I think something was wrong with the video they posted here. That is a thing, though. What the heck? Well, maybe we'll have to mess around with that ourselves. 'Cause I don't know how that works. That's weird. All right, let's continue onward. We have more of Midnight Motorist to read. We're still not done with Midnight Motorist. Get back in your car and turn right. Keep driving until you reach a blue house. You can get out of your car and walk around the house. The sound of music fades away and is replaced with the sound of rain. That is a nice touch. I do like how the music kind of fades and the rain gets louder. The closer you get to your house, the more it zooms in on your character. Go to the front door and enter the house. The game falls silent. There's a person dressed in gray sitting in a chair in front of a TV. The gray person says, "Leave him alone tonight. He had a rough day." Go down the hall and knock on the door. You'll shout, "I told you not to close your door." Then, "This is my house. He can't ignore me like that." And then he says, "Open the door." And finally, "I'll find a way in from the outside." Leave the house and walk around to the back. The window is broken and there are 2 sets of footprints, one human and one animatronic. Your character says, "Run off to that place again. He'll be sorry when he gets back." And that's the end of the minigame. To this day, nobody has an official answer for what that minigame means. It's very, very confusing. Maybe we'll get more shout outs to Midnight Motorist in the movie. I do know in the first movie, one of the characters that broke into the pizzeria was wearing a shirt literally with Midnight Motorist on it. So maybe we'll get another cameo or something. What up, MindCube? Welcome on back to the dojo. Hello, hello. Hey, we're over 100 pages into this book. Look at that. We're like a quarter of the way through. Okay, that was the end of Midnight Motorist. We're finally on to Fruity Maze now. On the first level of Fruity Maze, hit a magnet to attract nearby fruits and a purple cape. That's a cape? I guess it is a cape. To fly over the borders of the maze. Ah, that's what that power-up does. Okay. But be careful, it will also allow you to fly outside of the map, causing you to lose the minigame. Collect all the fruits before time runs out to advance to the next level. You'll see a reflection in the screen of a happy blonde girl. That's interesting. They called out 2 power-ups, but not the third. There's a speed boost power-up as well. As you start this... move up. As you start the second level, the music sounds slowed down. This time you're collecting bloody dogs along with fruits. Now when the screen flashes, the little girl's frowning. As you start the third and final round, you're collecting dead dogs, flowers, and white boxes. You leave behind bloody footprints as you walk. The music is slowed down even more, and you'll find you can't use the speed or lightning power-up. As the screen flashes, you'll see a girl crying with Springtrap lurking behind her. So I forgot about that you can't actually beat the third iteration of the game. Suddenly, a car horn starts honking. Time ended. The game disappears, and the text on the screen reads, "He's not really dead. He's over here. Follow me." As the screen starts to flicker. That is just so creepy, seeing Spring Bonnie in the background there. So unbelievably creepy. Look at that, man. He's just right behind this sad little girl. Poor Susie. Poor Susie. All right, next page. This is the security puppet minigame, which I actually have not played myself yet in FNAF 6, but we'll get there, we'll get there. You're brought to a screen with directions to not let your assigned child reach the exit. Your child's code is green. Near the exit, there's a large purple and white wrapped present. Every now and again, the lid lifts up and the puppet's green eyes peek out. This is the only time the puppet has ever had green eyes, by the way. After a couple of rounds pass with no sight of a child with a green armband, the screen cuts to black. Next, the game opens and a child wearing the green armband is outside in the rain. Notice it's raining. That is an important detail. Looking outside in the rain, looking in the window. There's another box on top of the purple one. Suddenly, the puppet leaps out of the purple box and floats toward the child at the window. The puppet exits the building in the rain. The puppet keeps walking, but then slumps over. Eventually, its green eyes die out and it becomes grayer and grayer as it short circuits. The puppet drags itself forward. There's a gray child on the ground, and the puppet slumps over and dies holding the child. You can't really see it in the screenshot. It's very, very dark, but that's the puppet's face right there. So this is how the possession of Charlie and the puppet happens. Charlie being presumably Afton's first murder. We don't know for sure. But back in the, what is it? The give them cake? It's not save him? Is it the save him minigame? Maybe it's save him. We see Afton roll up outside the pizzeria in his purple car and murder what would go on to become Charlie. We didn't know at the time that it was Charlie. It was just like a child, a nameless child. Okay, moving on to the gravestones. If you play the Midnight Motorist, Fruity Maze, and Security Puppet games and receive the Lore Keeper certificate. Oh, right. This is the end thing you get. You're rewarded with this rare screen after the credits. The names on the graves are Gabriel, Fritz, Susie, and Jeremy, who fans believe to be the victims of the original killings. One of the graves is hidden from view, and the last grave is on the hill in the background. Some fans believe that the distant grave is Charlie or Charlotte, implying that Henry's daughter is still watching over the children, which is totally true. She definitely is. My audio is glitching out. The hidden grave is also believed to be Golden Freddy's child. To uncover the secret of the hidden grave, check out the survival logbook. So they do confirm that the logbook gives you the name that you're looking for there, which we got to be Cassidy. And pickles! Pickles are the only item with a happiness rating, but they're sold out for the entire game. To unlock them, yo, what is going on with my audio right now? It's like my own voice is going back and forth from my left ear to my right ear. Sorry. Pickles are the only item with a happiness rating, but they're sold out for the entire game. To unlock them, you have to get the 4 main badge achievements, which includes the Posh Pizzeria badge. After that, the pickles are purchasable for $15. I still don't know what the pickles do. I would like to get that in game though. Rare screens. Besides the gravestone screen, Spring Bonnie, the Spring Bonnie / Little Blonde Girl Fruity Maze screen, and the I'm Already Inside salvaging screen. There are 4 rare screens showing the animatronics waiting to be salvaged in the alleyway. I forget how you get these rare screens. Molten Freddy is seen here resembling Ennard from Sister Location. You can spot a yellow-orange eye from Funtime Foxy, a magenta eye from Bon Bon, a blue eye from Funtime Freddy, and a purple eye from Ballora. Molten Freddy's blueprint, which accompanies the HRY2T3 audio, also confirms that the animatronics fused together to create this new one. So obviously, with all the wires here, they were heavily implying that this was Ennard. I don't remember how you get these rare screens, though. Does anyone else know? Anyone in chat know how you get these rare screens in-game? Because I remember seeing them, like, when Game Theory live streamed their playthrough years ago. Scrap Baby is seen with 4 posters on the wall behind her. One is of a clown laughing. 2 appear to be contracts. And another looks like the Twisted Wolf from the Twisted Ones novel. That's interesting that they call that out. I do remember the wolf being there. And that was only from the Twisted Ones. You really cannot see any of the images in this screenshot, though, or this picture they put there. Let me see. Yeah, the only thing I can see is that's a clown over there. It's hard to see unless I get close. Then we have one for Scrap Trap. Scrap Trap's rare screen shows 4 posters behind him, including 2 posters of contract pages. The other 2 posters depict a Halloween spook fest, or fall fest probably, and a building with gargoyle lions flanking a set of stairs. One Night at the Opera? What is One Night at the Opera? Oh, I guess that is an opera that house they're going to? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Some fans have connected the Spook Fest to either FNAF 3's Fazbear Frights attraction, or the Fall Fest of '83, seen in the Curse of Dreadbear poster. Why did my camera just freak out? The poster of the building bears seem interesting, if possibly coincidental resemblance to Heracles Hospital from the short story. Oh, The Man in Room 1280. Okay, The Man in Room 1280 is one of the Fazbear Frights books, and I have not read any of those, but I do know The Man in Room 1280 has to do with the burned corpse of Afton after the events of FNAF 6. That corpse is brought to a hospital and just won't die, and the nurses learn that there's a spirit who in the books is Andrew, and the games is Cassidy. Andrew is not in the games, but that spirit is keeping this charred body alive, which literally leads to the events of Ultimate Custom Night, because Afton's stuck into purgatory, you know, like a version of hell, but it's purgatory. And then we got one more rare screen here, and a lot of text. There we go. On Lefty's rare screen, you can spot a thin striped appendage reminiscent of the puppet poking out of his arm. A poster to the right depicts a puppet as well. Some fans suggest the poster behind Lefty represents William Afton and his children. We already talked about that poster a couple pages ago. William would be the elderly ventriloquist, Michael the talking dummy, who resembles the old man. Oh yeah, because they look alike. Yeah. Elizabeth is believed to possess Circus Baby and is the clown. And the bear with the razor-sharp teeth is the 3rd Afton child, considered by many to be the bite victim of FNAF 4. Interestingly, the Curse of Dreadbear's prize room, right? We did talk about this earlier too. That's one of like the very, very rare things in Curse of Dreadbear. The prize room has some posters that share similarities with some of these posters out in the alley of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. The clown posters are very, very similar, if not the same. Moving on, we're into lore and theories. So what does it all mean? What could FNAF 6 possibly mean? Give me one sec. We'll continue reading. Alrighty. So, Pizzeria Simulator revealed a lot of lore and seemingly closed the book on one chapter of the franchise. There's a lot of evidence to support that. Henry. Oh, Henry is Cassette Man. I thought that was like ones or something. Henry is Cassette Man. Henry is known from and the inventor of the animatronics. He calls Afton old friend and the animatronics small souls trapped in prisons of my own making. The secret audio file is also labeled HRY223, which fans have speculated means Henry 2023. So that is straight confirmation that Henry is Cassette Man. I don't think we have ever had confirmation of that. Like, obviously there's HRY223, but confirmation is different, and this book confirms it now. So that's cool. Connections to past games. 2023 could imply that Pizzeria Simulator follows FNAF 3, which takes place 30 years after FNAF. The HRY223 audio file also seems to confirm that William Afton was collecting remnant from the possessed animatronics. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar traits. He brought them all together. He set some kind of a trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there again. He overpowered them again, and he robbed them of the only thing that they had again. Henry's daughter, the first victim. Confirmation. First victim. I don't know if it's first murder, but it says victim. So I would think that Puppet is first now, which makes no sense for the gravestone ordering in Help Wanted 2. But the first victim, the Puppet, Cassette Man insists he must heal this wound, a wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all this. The events of the Security Puppet minigame, coupled with the Take Cake to the Children minigame from FNAF 2, seem to confirm this. Take Cake, that's the save him that I was talking about. It's Take Cake to the Children. While Charlotte waited outside in the rain, she was murdered by Afton and her body was thrown in the alleyway. The Security Puppet tries to save her, but short-circuited while holding her, allowing her spirit to merge with the puppet. The puppet is inside Lefty. The final HRY223 blueprint reveals that Lefty is an acronym: Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract. The animatronic seems designed to trap and placate the puppet so it can't interfere with Cassette Man's plans, even though Lefty can still jump scare us. Remnant. From the HRY223 blueprints, you learn that the Scooper from Sister Location infuses things with soul energy or remnant. Remnant can be destroyed by overheating, thus the fire. Remnant is featured heavily in the Fourth Closet novel and the Special Delivery game, that's the AR mobile game, and the Stingers of the Fazbear Fright short story series. And Balloon Barrel Glitch. Ooh, we get codes, glitches, and secrets now. Doesn't that usually come before lore and theories? I guess there weren't many lore and theories to touch on here, which is kind of wild considering it's FNAF 6. But Balloon Barrel Glitch. There's a huge money glitch. Oh, with Balloon Barrel that can make any run extremely easy. Buy the balloon barrel and go to your floor plan. Click on a slot where you can place it, but don't actually place it on your floor. Click the catalog button and rush over to place the balloon barrel on that slot. If your bonus revenue is -1 after your office phase, on your total screen you've succeeded and your bonus revenue will be excessive. Wait, what? Click on the place where you can place it and then click the catalog and then place it before the catalog comes up. Okay, that's interesting. We can try that out. That doesn't seem too hard. Then we get Candy Cadet. Of course, they gotta have a whole page dedicated to Candy Cadet. Is it just one page? No, there's more theories after this, but there's only one page for Candy Cadet. Excuse me. If you spend a token on Candy Cadet, there is a chance, a low chance, a horribly low chance, that he may reveal a secret story to you. The stories seem connected to Remnant and possibly the HRY223 audio. The idea of luring 5 things together and combining them. The first story is about a young woman who is sealed in a small room and given 5 keys. Each key opens the door to a child, but she can only save 1. She melts the keys into one, hoping to save all 5. Unfortunately, the key now opens none of the doors and all of the children die. Such a smart girl. Let's not do songs with lyrics, please. I'm gonna jump around on the soundtrack. Just put it on a random one. Okay, the second story is about a boy who owns a hungry snake. One day he finds 5 kittens and keeps them in a shoebox. Each night for 5 nights, the snake sneaks out of its cage and eats a kitten. Filled with regret, the boy cuts open the snake and sews together the remains of the 5 kittens, putting them back in the shoebox. Jesus Christ, man. The last, oh, he only has 3 stories? Okay, I thought he had more. The last story is about a kind man who adopts 5 orphans to protect them from the world. While the man is away, a criminal breaks into his home and kills the children. The man can afford only one coffin, so he stitches the children together to form one body. That night, there's a knock at the door. I have no idea what that means. I don't know what the knock at the door means. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Okay, fan theories about the arcade minigames. This could be extensive. The arcade minigames are very, very confusing. At least Midnight Motorist is. These arcade machines can be purchased in the restaurant management catalog. Fruity Maze. In Fruity Maze, you're shown flashes of a blonde girl smiling as she collects fruits. In the next level, she gradually gets sadder as she collects dead and dying dogs. Some fans theorize that this girl is one of the original kidnapping victims, Susie, whose name appears on one of the gravestones at the end of the game. The Fourth Closet novel supports this theory. One of the original missing kids, Susie, talks about how Spring Bonnie helped her find her dog. Susie's story is further explained in the Coming Home Fazbear Fright short story. Coming Home. What is the Coming Home story? Let me look that up real quick. I don't know which one that is. Coming Home story. Coming Home FNAF book. What is Coming Home about? Coming Home is the third. Hang on. Hello. There we go. Coming Home is the third story in Fazbear Frights 4, Step Closer. That's the name of the book. And chronologically, the Fazbear Fright series is 12th story. The plot. Susie is an empathetic young girl with a vivid imagination. Yada, yada, yada. 3 years ago, when she was 4, Susie was distraught upon seeing the leaves of an oak tree falling off. What? Okay, I don't understand that. Can I get like a plot synopsis and not the full plot here? I don't know. It's one of the short stories. I don't know that one though. Another popular theory posits that Mangle from FNAF 2 is the girl's dog. What? I've never seen that theory. Fans believe the girl's dog died as she was lured away by William Afton to watch him reanimated as an animatronic. Fans point to the fact that the dog in the game is missing an eye. Dog in the... Oh, in the minigame. Okay. It's missing an eye like Mangle, and Mangle is unlike other animatronics in that he doesn't speak, only makes garbled radio noises. So I guess there's a bloody eye for the dog, or it's missing an eye. So sad. Fruity Maze is so sad. More screenshots. Let's move on to Midnight Motorist. Midnight Motorist surprised fans by revealing that the driver of the purple car was yellow instead of the much anticipated purple guy. Since then, a flurry of conversations has arisen around his identity. Some have theorized that the yellow guy is still William Afton, which he is. Springtrap is yellow after all. And that the gray person watching the TV in the house is his son, Michael. That's what I believe. I believe the son is Michael. The runaway son is believed to be the bite victim who was stolen by the animatronic, as there were 2 sets of footprints, one human, one animatronic, leading away from the broken window. Technically, the animatronic footprints weren't leading away. They were just facing the window. Another interesting theory posits that the yellow man isn't Afton at all, but the father of one of the kidnapping victims. I have seen this theory. I also like this theory, but I don't believe it. The animatronic footprints were made by Afton wearing the Springtrap suit, who broke into the house and stole the child from his bed. I guess it would make sense that he broke in because there were no glass shards outside of the window. And that was also like a big part of these theories. Other theories have also popped up around the secret grave in the clearing, with many fans linking it to the Twisted animatronics from the Twisted Ones novel. Who would bury themselves to hide during the day? Okay, I get why this is called out because I have seen people relate it to the Twisted Ones, but I haven't seen anyone relate it to the Twisted Ones like since FNAF 6 came out in the original theories. So I don't know. I wouldn't say the Twisted Ones have like any bearing at all on the rest of this because you never see them anywhere. You know, the Twisted Ones don't do anything. I don't know. But then we get screenshots of Midnight Motorist down here. Very, very confusing minigame. And then that is it for FNAF 6. We're officially at Ultimate Custom Night. Let's go. Finish another chapter. We're on page 110. What's my battery looking like? 48%. Okay, cool. We can keep going. How are we liking the book so far, y'all? We enjoying it? Are we enjoying FNAF the Ultimate Guide 2.0? There's still so much more. Like we're on Ultimate Custom Night right now. Right, but hello, will you zoom? There we go. That was weird. So we're on Ultimate Custom Night now, which is over here. We still have all of this to go through. There's Help Wanted, Curse of Dreadbear, Special Delivery, Security Breach, Help Wanted 2, Chica's Secret Party, which we have not gotten to yet. Secret of the Mimic, all of the books, sorry, all the novels, the trilogy of novels, the interactive novels, Fazbear Frights novels, the Tales from the Pizzaplex novels, and then we got the Fazbear Entertainment Archives, which I don't know what the archives is, but the animatronic inventory is just, it goes through every animatronic in all of the games. But we have quite a bit to go through still. So let's get through Ultimate Custom Night. How long is Ultimate Custom Night? Where's the FNAF AR channel page? Why did I say channel? This is gonna be a big one. I don't know as much about Ultimate Custom Night. There's a lot here. Okay, 20 pages. Cool. Let's get through these 20 pages and then we'll go read Chica's Secret Party. All right, here we go. You asked for it, you got it. Ultimate Custom Night is the 7th and arguably most difficult of the FNAF games to date. You're once again stuck in an office with murderous animatronics, but this time there are more than 50 of them roaming in the building. Yeah, more than 50, because if you do 50-20 mode, JJ can add in like 6 more animatronics. Absurd. They each have their own way of attacking, distracting, and annoying you. Luckily for you, you can set their difficulty from 0 to 20 and decide whom you want to fight or have a go at one of the 16 themed challenges. As you rack up points, you unlock cutscenes and lore, possibly relating to who you are and what you're doing. From the office, you need to keep an eye on the doors, vents, and air hoses that allow those pesky animatronics to get in. You also need to monitor the heater, air conditioning, music box, power generator, as well as the camera ventilation and air duct systems. There's so much in this game. You know, for those animatronics that are heat or sound sensitive. But don't worry, you'll learn on your feet. At least you get a Freddy mask and a flashlight. Don't forget to set those laser traps in the vents. Laser traps? Purchase items from the prize counter and watch those Pirate Cove curtains closely, all while collecting Faz coins. Like we said, you asked for it. This is absurd. Ultimate Custom Night is absurd, man. I don't even know if I'd be able to beat it. Okay, on to the Freddy scoop. Gameplay begins with the character screen, where you have the option to set 50 animatronics to difficulty levels ranging from 0 to 20. On the sidebar, you have the option to set them all to 0, 5, 10, or 20, or to add one individually. You can also see how many points you would receive for a perfect score based on the difficulty of the animatronics. The game will record your highest score and, when in 50-20 mode, your best time. When you've made your selections, press go. You can honk the nose on the little Freddy Fazbear on your desk. Good to know, you can still honk stuff. Tay Bolte, what is up, my man? Welcome on into the dojo, good to see you. How you doing? How's your week going? We are reading through Five Nights at Freddy's, the Ultimate Guide 2.0 right now. Oh, I missed the front page. I'm destroying this book right now. Jesus Christ. There we go. Using my phone as a webcam. It's a little bit of a jank setup. Will you be loving honking stuff? Exactly. You gotta love honking stuff. You can do it in every FNAF game. Take that book. Oh, it's a good book. I'm liking it so far. We're over 100 pages in now. Honestly, super clear. Yeah, I'm using my phone as a webcam. It's working pretty well. But I am definitely like destroying this book. I don't know if you can see the bend that's already happening here on this cover page. It's fine. I'll just like smush it between a bunch of things at some point and get it back to normal. It's because I keep folding it like this so we can read this page while I'm zoomed in. There we go. I see nothing. Oh, do you not have video on? What? Why are you not seeing anything? Yeah, we're just reading through. We're on the 7th game now, the 7th chapter. We are on Ultimate Custom Night, which is actually the only FNAF game now, besides FNAF World, that I've never played. The only mainline OG FNAF game that I haven't played. Other than that, I've played every single other one. I haven't beaten all of them. I haven't beaten FNAF 4. And I have not 100%ed any of the original games. But I have 100%ed Security Breach, Ruin DLC, Help Wanted 2, and Secret of the Mimic. No, actually I didn't 100% Secret of the Mimic. There's an achievement or two we're missing there, I think. But everything else I got. I think there's an achievement I'm missing. You know what? I can check that real quick. I can just boot up Steam. Because I did want 100% that. We just never went back to speedrunning it or going for the achievements. Bum, 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 bum. Let me see. Secret of the Mimic. I'm missing 2 achievements. The only ones I'm missing are obtain all other achievements. So that's basically the platinum trophy if you're going for it like that. And then there's a hidden achievement I'm missing. I don't know what the hidden achievement I'm missing is. Click to show spoiler. Oh, listen to every audio log. Yeah, I think there were a couple audio logs in the true ending or in the like best ending you can get, the good ending. I think I missed a couple audio logs there. Maybe one day we'll boot that back up though. Maybe this week, maybe tomorrow or Friday. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's keep reading though. You're greeted by the control screen, which will help you react quickly to the various animatronics. Press go when you're ready to be brought to your office. There are doors on your left and right, along with a vent in front of you, and vent in front of you and to your right. There are also 2 duct hoses coming down from the ceiling. Your job is to fight off the animatronics, which differ in number and difficulty based on your character settings. This means the gameplay will change for every setting, but the controls remain the same. It is absurd, the controls for this game. I can't say I'm looking forward to it. Okay, gameplay and strategy. There's a lot on this page. There's a lot. I'm gonna have to zoom in like even more for this text. But your basic screen shows you the number of fast coins you have in the top left, your power usage and percentage, along with the noise level in the bottom left corner, and the time in the top right corner, and the temperature in the bottom right. So there's information in literally every corner of the screen. And we have your power indicator here. This is so much information. Your power indicator appears in the bottom left corner of your screen, showing how much power you have left and how much power you're using. When on, the silent ventilation, monitor, power AC, and heater use 1 block of power. When closed, the left door, right door, top vent, right vent also use 1 block of power. All of these equal in power usage, but if you don't keep your usage minimized, you will start running into power issues. You can turn the ventilation off until the temperature reaches 80, but you will attract heat-sensitive animatronics. Also, don't forget that the ventilation system needs to be reset around every 45 seconds. If it's notably hotter in the room, red blinking temperature, your ventilation reset timer is shortened. The longer the doors and the vents are shut, the more power you lose. While you can't get power back, you can potentially receive a battery power-up to start the round with 102% power. Wow, a whopping 2% boost. Incredible. The more often you play, even if you lose, or by clicking on Rockstar Foxy's parrot. Wait, what? You can potentially receive a battery power-up the more you play, or by clicking on Rockstar Freddy's parrot, which will summon him and offer you one of 4 boosts, including 1% more power. The only way to slow down power consumption is to use additional power generator, which can be activated by pulling up your monitor and clicking on the power generator button in the top right of your screen. But be careful, the generator causes a lot of noise, and if you use power AC or heater, they will turn off the power generator. That is so much to remember. Jesus Christ. The game records the following: highest overall score, completions for challenges, and best time on 50-20 mode. Pretty cool. And this just shows you like when they can move and such. Sorry about the glare. Okay, moving on. Zoom out a little more. Don't y'all love the Galaxy music? All right, your monitoring system is activated by swiping down on the right white arrow at the bottom of your screen. There you can monitor the camera, ventilation, and duct systems. You can also reset or silence the ventilation, enable the power generator, enable the heater or power the AC, and turn on the global music box. Oh, God, I don't want to deal with the fucking music box again. The camera system shows 8 cameras used to monitor the animatronics. The ventilation system shows a small icon of any animatronic that are in the vents. You can deploy vent snares to trap certain animatronics, which will reset the animatronics pathing on collision. The duct system. So ventilation and duct system are different. It shows a series of colored caution symbols that correspond to the animatronics in the ducts. You can close only one duct at a time, set an audio lure, and or turn on the heat to push the animatronics back. You can place the audio lure strategically to prevent Happy Frog from reaching a vent. Oh, is that the mediocre melody is Happy Frog? From reaching a vent, and this can help attract several others into the ducts. I guess that's okay. So this is the duct, not the ventilation, but those are the ducts. Noise level and temperature go hand in hand. Everything that cools or heats in the office causes noise, and everything that stops noise makes the temperature rise. Except for Rockstar Foxy's soundproof boost. The noise can be monitored in the bottom left corner and the temperature in the bottom right. Almost every action makes noise temporarily, including closing the doors. Collect Faz coins by clicking on them as they appear on the cameras. For PC, you only have to mouse over them or by asking Rockstar Foxy. Coins are also awarded as a power-up at the beginning of the game, depending on how often you play and what bonuses you achieve. You can get a randomly awarded 3 coins power-up after each round, and can therefore start a round with 3 coins if you enable that power-up. Keep track of your coins in the top left corner of the screen. So it's showing the coin icon. The Death Coin. The Death Coin can be purchased for 10 Faz coins on Cam 7 and can be used only once per night. It allows you to eliminate certain animatronics without removing points. So I forget what animatronic that's used for in 50/20 mode, but I do know if you try and use that on Golden Freddy, you will get jump scared. The global music box soothes certain animatronics. It doesn't increase your noise level, but it does increase power consumption. The Freddy mask is enabled by swiping down on the left reddish arrow and also prevents jump scares from certain animatronics. Power-ups appear to you after every game played regardless of your performance. So I guess these are the power-ups here. Frigid allows you to start playing at a temperature of 50 degrees. 3 coins allows you to start the game with 3 Faz coins. Battery allows you to start at 102%. And DD Repel, oh right, it's not GG, it's JJ, it's DD that comes in. Prevents DD and her friends from appearing during the game. So I think DD Repel you actually can't use or you don't want to use in 50/20 mode because you just want the 10 Faz coins to get the death coin. And then over here it says cutscenes. The game tracks what cutscene you're on as you progress per 700 points. It advances 1 cutscene at a time, so if you rush to 50/20 mode, right up front, you have a chance of only seeing the first cutscene if you start a fresh save file. Interesting, so you have to play multiple times to get all those cutscenes. Moving on, we've got the animatronics. Starting off with Freddy. There's a lot here. It's 50 plus, there's more than 50 of them. I don't know why we're getting all the animatronic details in each chapter when there's also the freaking animatronic glossary at the end. All right, but Freddy approaches from the left hall, advancing in stages. Watch him on the monitor and shut down when he reaches the doorway. He moves faster as the building gets warmer. Keep him at a cool 60 degrees or a perfect 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Bonnie and Foxy are in Pirate Cove. Watch for a figurine on your desk. If the figurine is Bonnie, avoid looking at camera 5. If you do, Bonnie will disable your camera visibility for some time, but you can still switch cameras. Try to check cam 5 if possible. If you don't for a prolonged time, there's a good chance that Foxy breaks apart and slips pieces into your office. Keep any parts of Foxy from entering your office as long as you can. Once he reassembles himself, he'll jump scare you. So that's interesting. It gets in part by part. Chica stays in the kitchen. You can listen to her on cam 4. Keep the music box wound for both her and the puppet. If you stop hearing the noise from the kitchen, change the music by pressing the button below the puppet's wind-up button. If you don't change it, Chica will jump scare you. You can thwart Chica entirely by having global music box on at every 15-second multiple. Golden Freddy appears at random in your office. Stare at him for too long and he'll jump scare you. Instead, put your monitor or tablet up or put on the Freddy mask. That's pretty much the same way you avoid him in previous games as well. Toy Freddy. Play 5 Nights with Mr. Hugs on camera 8. In the game, there are 3 ways into the office and only one door that can be closed. Click the cams on Toy Freddy's monitor and close the correct door to block Mr. Hugs. Who's Mr. Hugs? It's a good idea to ensure that Mr. Hugs is blocked at every 5-second multiple after 10 seconds into the game. If you check on Toy Freddy and see game over on his screen, that means he lost and he's coming for you. So wait, Toy Freddy is playing his own FNAF game inside Ultimate Custom Night? What the heck? What the heck, man? Who is Mr. Hugs? Oh, Mr. Hugs is the vacuum cleaner. That's from Trash in the Gang. Toy Bonnie and Withered Bonnie sneak in through a trapdoor to your right, and both can be cleared by donning the Freddy mask. Toy Bonnie's coming is signaled by a low buzzing sound and flickering lights. Withered Bonnie will similarly cause audio distortions and disrupt your screen. Toy Chica is very active, sneaking in through a trapdoor on your left, put on the Freddy mask, and look directly at her. So that's basically the same as FNAF 2. Withered Chica. Withered Chica enters through the vents, but can be blocked using the vent snare. She always goes the long route in the vents. If she reaches your office, she'll become stuck, preventing you from closing it, while also temporarily prevents other animatronics, except Mangle, from entering through the vents. Withered Chica can eventually wiggle free and jump scare you, so you don't want to let Withered Chica near you at all. Next up, we've got Mangle. Mangle climbs through the vent and can be stopped using the vent snare. Once the vent door in your office opens, she'll hang from the ceiling and cause audio distortions. She'll also jump scare you at random if you have the monitor up. This is, I think, so far the only description I've seen of Mangle that does not use both he and she. It only uses she right now. I was rereading it to check. The puppet stays in its music box as usual. Make sure the music box is wound. You can also use the global music box to change the music remotely. BB and JJ. They will try to sneak in through the side vent. Keep it closed until you hear a thud indicating he or she is gone. If BB slips in, they'll disable your flashlight. If JJ sneaks in, she'll disable your door controls. Very annoying. Springtrap climbs silently through the front vent. Close the vent door on him before a camera flip. Technically, he won't attack you until you flip your camera. Oh, so that's kind of similar to Freddy in the first game. Then we got Phantom Mangle. Appears at random on your monitor. If you close your monitor or switch viewing modes, he'll disappear, leave her too long, and he'll come into your office and make noise. Okay, so Phantom Mangle still does both he and she. We're into the Phantom animatronics now. Phantom Freddy materializes at random in your office. Shine your flashlight at him until he's gone, or he'll jump scare you, causing you to black out for a short period. Oh, the Phantoms probably can't end your game, but they can jump scare you. If you get startled by Phantom Freddy and your front vent is open, if there's an animatronic at the vent opening, it will proceed through the vent opening. So it's basically guaranteed loss. Phantom Balloon Boy appears at random on your monitor. Close the monitor or switch viewing modes to avoid a jump scare and blackout. So I guess that means switch viewing modes is like go from cameras to ventilation or vice versa. I think that's what that means. Hey, if you guys are liking what you're seeing today, if you enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's, or if you enjoy speedruns of Mario or various Nintendo games, make sure you drop a sub to the channel. It's free to do and greatly helps us out. You can sub by using that link right there in chat. All right, moving on, we've got the Freddles. The Freddles will populate your office at random while your monitor is up. Shine your flashlight to make them disappear. If too many Freddles accumulate, Nightmare Freddy will jump scare you. So that's same as FNAF 4. The Freddles appear and then Nightmare Freddy jump scares you. Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare. They can appear as a duo or independently at random. If you're using a stereo headset on PC, you can easily tell which one is needing attention. Fredbear appears in the left doorway, Nightmare in the right. Shut the doors as soon as you see their glowing eyes or hear a deep laugh sound cue. Each one of them can attack if your monitor is up while they're present, after a grace period based on the AI level. And now we got Nightmare Bonnie and Nightmare Mangle. Was there a Nightmare Mangle in FNAF 4? We have Nightmare Foxy. I don't know if there was a Nightmare Mangle before this. No, I guess there was. Maybe the Halloween update. I don't know. But Nightmare Bonnie and Nightmare Mangle each attack once per night from the right hall, appearing in Cam 2. To fend them off, purchase their plush toys on camera 7 with Faz coins. The amount varies based on your difficulty. If you keep your camera on Cam 2 and don't change it, Nightmare Bonnie, Nightmare Mangle, and Circus Baby will not attack you, even if you don't have a plush. Okay, so Cam 2 is like really important. You can see their plushes over here. Now we go on to, as the heat rises in the office, Jacko Chica, not Nightmare Chica, but Jacko Chica, will appear in the right and left doors at the same time. Close the doors, right and left doors at the same time? How does that happen? Close the doors before the temperature reaches 100 degrees Fahrenheit. If you keep the temperature at, 89 degrees or lower, Jacko Chica won't start to show up at all. Okay, interesting. Nightmarion. This is the character that was originally non-canon in FNAF 4 that is canon now. Appears at random in different areas of the office. You will also be provoked by hovering your mouse over certain hotspots on the screen. Avoid leaving your cursor over him. Oh, I thought it was the opposite. I thought you had to put the cursor over him. So you don't want the mouse on Nightmarion. Then we have Nightmare Balloon Boy, who sits slumped in your office. Do not shine your light on him if he's sitting. If he stands, shine your light on him to return him to the sitting position. Oh, right. So that's kind of like Plush Trap. That's the Plush Trap minigame, because in the Halloween update, Nightmare Balloon Boy replaces Plush Trap. Moving on. We have so many more animatronics here. We're getting into the sister location animatronics now. Oh, my camera's freaking out. That was weird. All right, Circus Baby attacks only once per night from the right hall. Fend her off by purchasing her plush toy on camera 7 or by keeping your camera on cam 2 during the threatening time of her appearance there. I think it just said like keeping it on cam 2 altogether is like a pretty good strategy. Ballora approaches from the left or right hall, disabling your camera feeds. She will disable your camera feeds. Listen to her music to determine what is happening with the music. Speaking of music, listen to her music to determine which side she's approaching from and close the correct door. Once she causes a thud on her respective door, her current approach ends. Funtime Foxy hides behind the curtain in Funtime Cove, and the sign outside lists a showtime when Funtime Foxy will find you. Watch her as the time approaches, and until the time passes, this will buy you a few hours until the next time is listed. Interesting. Okay, so there's set times that Funtime Foxy will come. Then we have Ennard. Ennard approaches from the vents and can be tracked only when in motion. Close the vents when you hear a squeaking noise before a camera flip. Ennard will not attack you until you flip the camera. So that's similar to Springtrap. Now we get the mediocres. Happy Frog, Mr. Hippo, and Pig Patch. Oh, it's just Mr. Hippo. Why did I blank on Mr. Hippo? Happy Frog I can understand not remembering. That one I definitely didn't remember. But they all use the duct system and hoses to drop into your office. An audio lure will keep Happy Frog away, while the heater or audio lure can be used to deter Mr. Hippo and Pig Patch with a high percentage of success. And we also have the rest of the mediocres. We got Ned Bear. Ned Bear also uses the duct system and hoses, but he's only fooled by the audio decoy half of the time. Use heat to deter him. It's interesting that some want heat and some don't want heat. That's such a tough thing to juggle. Orville Elephant, the last of the mediocres, is the same as the other mediocre animatronics, but he's only fooled by audio 10% of the time and is much faster. Use the heater to repel him. It's interesting that Orville Elephant is like the most intense of them. Rockstar Freddy. We're on to FNAF 6 now. Rockstar Freddy remains in the office. When he activates, he'll demand a payment of 5 Faz coins. Turn up the heat for a chance to make him malfunction. Rockstar Bonnie appears in your office without his guitar. Find and double click it on the camera system to make him go away. That's an interesting one. For Rockstar Bonnie, you have to find his guitar. Rockstar Chica waits outside the left or right doorway. Double click the wet floor sign to put it in front of the door and make her leave. Where's the wet floor sign? Okay, I don't know where the wet floor sign is. Moving on, we got Rockstar Foxy. His parrot will fly across the screen in your office. If you click on it, Rockstar Foxy will appear and either jump scare you or offer you one of 4 upgrades. Wait, there's a chance of a jump scare for that? What the heck? I thought it was just guaranteed if you click the parrot. That's yikes. Okay, it could add, and we already know, it could add 1% to your power, it could reset the office temperature, it could soundproof the office, or it can give you 10 fast coins. The higher the AI for Rockstar Foxy, the greater chance that you will get jump scared if you click on his parrot. So you don't have to click on the parrot, which means you can completely ignore Rockstar Foxy. That's pretty cool. I saw you yesterday playing FNAF. That's true, Fork. I was reading the book and playing FNAF yesterday, and now we're reading more of the book before my phone dies, which it's on 38%. El Chip periodically interrupts you with advertisements for his restaurant, El Chip's Fiesta Buffet. Click skip or press enter to get rid of them. The higher his difficulty, the more often his ads will appear. Make a lot, and this is for Music Man now, make a lot of noise and Music Man becomes active, eventually jump scaring you. Reducing noise will make him calm down. And we can see some of the ads over here from El Chip. And the last animatronic on this page, we got Funtime Chica. Funtime Chica will occasionally appear and pose, accompanied by camera flashes, which will disorient you. Oh, okay, she doesn't really affect you. I remember those camera flashes and the posing. We're not done yet, though. There's more. There's more. We got Molten Freddy. Molten Freddy is the fastest of the vent animatronics. Close the vent door when you hear his laugh before a camera flip. So it's the same. You got to do it before a camera flip. That's fine. Molten Freddy will not attack you until you flip your camera. Scrap Baby appears by the side of your desk, slumped over once per night. Oh, only once per night. Only shock her if you see her move, as it will drain 1% of your power. But if you don't shock her after she moves, she will jump scare you. The next time you flip your camera. Oh, so it's another one that it only jump scares you after you flip your camera. There's a lot of those, which seems very, very helpful. We have another version of William Afton. We already had Springtrap. Now we got Scrap Trap. He attacks up to once per night, so he might not attack. That's interesting. And it's from the right vent. Close the vent if you hear a loud clamoring sound and see flickering lights. He can only attack once per night, though. That's interesting. Lefty stays in the closet on camera 3. If the office becomes too noisy or too hot, he will jump scare you. Soothe him by switching on the global music box, but watch your power supply. So we have the puppet and Lefty. It's great. Also, isn't Lefty with an E? I thought Lefty was with an E in the blueprints. Phone Guy's here too. Phone Guy's calls make noise. You have a few seconds to mute his call or you'll have to listen to his entire message. That sucks. Trash and the gang appear in the office at random and create loud noise while blocking your screen. Mr. Can Do appears on the camera. There's a chance that Old Man Consequences subscreen will appear in the top left corner of your screen. Your goal is to press C when the fish is on the red dot. If you catch the fish, the screen disappears. Otherwise, your camera will be inaccessible for some time. You might be able to use this camera prevention to your advantage. Your screen will go dark, but it will prevent any open vents from allowing jump scares. That's interesting. That's interesting. We also have Helpy here. Helpy will appear in different spots in different offices. Click on him to avoid being jump scared. With an air horn. Okay, so I don't know if that actually ends the night or if it's just an air horn. We're almost there. We're almost there. We got some more characters here. We got Dee Dee. Dee Dee appears at random and adds new animatronics to your game at difficulty levels 1 through 10. She can either add a character from the start screen or a special character from her own roster. Yes, her own roster gets added if you're doing 50-20 mode. I'm wondering if these are Dee Dee's? I don't know. Some of these extra ones down here are written differently, so I'm assuming these are Dee Dee's creations or her roster. But there's Plush Trap. Plush Trap appears on camera 6 by sitting in his chair. Scare him away by staring at him on cam 6 until he bolts out of his chair. RWQFSFASXC, aka Shadow Bonnie, makes your office go dark for 10 seconds once per night. Bonnet walks across the screen at random. Click her nose before she goes off the side of the screen or you will be jump scared. I do remember that one. That one's tough. Nightmare Chica's jaws will close slowly around your field of vision until she jump scares you. Stop her by using the AC power. So, okay, we do have Nightmare Chica and Jacko Chica. That's interesting. 4 mini arenas will cover your screen for 1 in-game hour. There's nothing you can do about that. Lulbit will cause an audio disturbance. To clear it, just quickly type LOL. That's basically the same as the sister location custom nights. And then Fredbear. Fredbear can be summoned by setting all animatronics to 0 and Golden Freddy to 1. If DD summons another animatronic, you'll need to restart the night. Purchase a death coin with 10 fast coins and wait for Golden Freddy to show up. When he does, use the death coin on him and he'll be jump scared by Fredbear. So that's the difference there. This is like one of the theories that really told the community that Fredbear and Golden Freddy are synonymous. They're the same. Because when you activate Golden Freddy in this, when you choose to play the night with Golden Freddy, it is the Black Hat FNAF 1 Golden Freddy. But if you do this death coin minigame like they're talking about and you get jump scared, it is a Fredbear jump scare with the purple hat and bow tie. So it's meant to show that they're the exact same character. Pretty cool. Let's move on. That should be all the characters of Ultimate Custom Night. We're on to points and trophies now. This is a unique section. Points and trophies has not been in any other chapter. Point totals must be accumulated to unlock intermissions, office skins, and trophies. An intermission appears for every 700 points earned. These include Toy Chica the high school years, Bear of Vengeance, and a twitching Golden Freddy. So these are the like anime-esque cutscenes you get. It's weird. Office skins can be unlocked when you reach certain point thresholds. Reach 2,000 points to unlock sister location, 5,000 points for FNAF 3, and 8,000 points for FNAF 4. These are just skins. They don't affect the gameplay at all. I don't know. What's up with that, though? You can also receive 3 trophies in bronze, silver, and gold if you win against a certain number of animatronics cranked up to 20 difficulty. Oh, so that's just going through the rest of the game. Bronze is for 8,000 points, silver for 9,000, and gold for beating 50-20 at 10,600 points. So it would be 10,000, but DD adds 6 extra animatronics, so it's 10,600. Now we're on to codes, glitches, and secrets. XOR Shadow DD? What? What is this? Sounds to listen for. When playing in 50-20 mode, a new animatronic called XOR or Shadow DD. Oh, right. Shadow DD is the one that brings them in. Or Shadow DD will appear even if DD Repel is active. She is colorless and eyeless and arrives accompanied by a garbled audio. She eventually calls her entire roster of animatronics with around 7 seconds between the spawn of each one. The order goes Shadow Bonnie, Plush Trap, Nightmare Chica, Bonnet, the mini arenas, and then Lulbit. You have to be on cam 6 to stare or scare away Plush Trap, as she can also very rarely appear in normal play. Oh, so Shadow DD is named Exor, I guess. That's weird. It's a weird name. Exor is like a logic gate, if anyone knows that. How come Nightbot did not post a link in YouTube chat? I thought it did. Okay, I don't know why Nightbot's not working in YouTube chat, but I'll just copy paste the message that was supposed to be there really quick. That's odd. There you go. Okay, moving on. We have the death lines. There are a lot of voice lines in this game. Most of the animatronics have death lines, dialogue they speak after killing you. Mangle says he's here and always watching, the one you shouldn't have killed. Nightmare says, I am your... Oh, wait. I can't see my audio workstation because of the makeshift... Whatchamacallit? The makeshift tripod I've got going on.
I am your wickedness made flesh.
Had to get the voice mod in there for that line. The puppet. The others are like animals, but I am very aware. That's in like a child's voice, I remember. Withered Chica. I was the first. I have seen everything. Ballora, admit it. You wanted to let me in. If you're treated to one of Mr. Hippo's extended death lines, don't bother trying to skip through it. It just sit back, relax, and let Mr. Hippo have his moment. Yeah, Mr. Hippo's got a lot of extended dialogue. It's pretty funny. Old Man Consequences. If all other characters are set to 0 and Old Man Consequences is set to 1, catching a fish will result in being sent to Old Man Consequences Pond. Old Man Consequences will say, come and sit with me a while, prompting you to press enter. When this is done, OMC concludes, leave the demon to his demons. Rest your own soul. There is nothing else. Some players have said that by pressing A and D above the pond, the game will crash. Music can apparently be heard in the background that sounds like a robotic screaming. So, okay, this doesn't fully detail what's happening there. That pressing A and D above the pond, what happens when you do that, you're moving back and forth with A and D and you are sinking down into the pond. You're drowning yourself in the pond. So the robotic screaming you hear is Golden Freddy, or we're assuming it's Golden Freddy, literally killing himself. So that's what that is. And that also connects to Help Wanted's DLC, Curse of Dreadbear, because, you know, in this you see, in this you see Golden Freddy drowning in a red lake, and in Curse of Dreadbear, you see Dreadbear emerging from a red lake. So there's a lot of connective tissue there. There's a lot going on. Let's move on. What's next? Oh God, maps. Okay. I gotta zoom out for this. All right, this is the map of the vents. This is the map of the ducts, and this is the camera map over here. So let's just start with one at a time. It says Springtrap, Withered Chica, Mangle, and Molten Freddy can all use the vents. Entered will be visible only when in motion. Mangle takes a random path, which is unique to him. We already heard the song. Why are you not like shuffling properly? Why does YouTube not give me the option to go to the next thing in the freaking playlist? Why is there no next option? I don't understand. It just has replay. Why are you only giving me replay? All right. That should have fixed it. That work? We're good? Cool. Okay. Now it's giving me a next option. I don't know why it wasn't before. Weird. Okay, and Vent Snare can prevent Withered Chica and Mangle from getting to the vent opening. If you let either one go beyond the Vent Snare to the vent opening, make sure the middle and top vent is closed whenever you are in your cameras, or you will let them get through. So that's similar to, we were saying, Freddy in FNAF 1. Once he's at your right door, you have to close the door before you open up the cameras. Then we got the duct work. Oh, there's different icon colors for each animatronic here. Oh my god. So there's green for Happy Frog, purple for Mr. Hippo, orange for Orville Elephant, pinkish red for Pig Patch, and brown for Ned Bear. So it's just all the mediocres that are in the ducts. I guess there's nobody else in the ducts but the mediocres. All animatronics can come from either duct, so there's no set path for them there. Okay, and then if we're looking at this page, these are all of the cameras. There's a lot here. I'm just going to go through all of the post-it notes as we go, you know, top, bottom. Excuse me. Sorry. Camera 8, the computer room where Toy Freddy is. So that's where Toy Freddy is playing his own version of Five Nights at Freddy's. Camera 7, the prize counter. Purchase a death coin or plushies for Baby, Nightmare Bonnie, and Nightmare Mangle. Cam 6 is where Funtime Foxy is. Cam 5 is Pirates Cove, where Bonnie and Foxy are. Cam 3 is the supply closet, only lefties in there. Cam 1 is the left hall. That's where you can see Freddy, Ballora, and Rockstar Chica. We're here straight in the middle. That's where we are. I don't know. Oh, this is appears in the office. Okay. Camera 4 over on the right side is Chica in the kitchen, along with the puppet. Puppet's in the kitchen too. I don't know why there's not an image of the puppet there, but that's okay. We move on. Camera 2, the right hallway has Ballora, Nightmare Bonnie, Rockstar Chica. Rockstar Chica again? Oh, Rockstar Chica can be on either side. Same with Ballora. But it can also have Circus Baby, Nightmare, and Nightmare Mangle. And then you have your disruptors here. So these are animatronics that cannot kill you, but will disrupt your gameplay. That's El Chip, Phone Guy, OMC, Old Man Consequences, and Funtime Chica. On the camera feed, you can see Trash in the Gang, Phantom Mangle, and Phantom Balloon Boy. So again, things that just like get in your way but don't kill you. Where did I buy the books? I bought this from Barnes & Noble, Flapjack. That's where I got it from. That's where you can get all the FNAF books from. And then appears in the office. Golden Freddy, Phantom Freddy, Nightmare Freddy, Nightmare Nightmare BB, Rockstar Freddy, Rockstar Bonnie, Rockstar Foxy, Music Man, Scrap Baby, Helpy, Trash in the Gang. Holy good God, there's a lot of animatronics that can appear in your office. But it says on the left door, there'll be Nightmare Fredbear and Jacko Chica. On the trap doors, on the left side, you can see Toy Chica. On the right side, you can see Toy Bonnie and Withered Bonnie. On the right door, you can see Nightmare or Jacko Chica. And on the side vent, on the right side, you can see BB, JJ, and Scrap Trap. That's it. That's where everyone is. There's so much information in Ultimate Custom Night, and we are not done yet because now we are on to lore and theories. This should theoretically be the last section for this chapter, which it is. Let's read some lore and theories. All right, intermission, Toy Chica, the high school years. The first unlockable intermission portrays Toy Chica as a high school student who obsesses over various boys at her school, including Freddy, Toy Bonnie, the Puppet, Funtime Foxy, Pig Patch, and the Twisted Wolf from the Twisted Ones. Right, this is the second appearance now we're getting of the wolf. We had an image in the back alley of FNAF 6, and now Toy Chica, the high school years, also has this wolf. I don't understand how the wolf plays into anything, because I thought the Twisted Ones... Or, yeah, the Twisted animatronics I thought had nothing to do with the games. I remember the Twisted Ones also used, like, sound illusion discs, which, by the way, this book has not touched on at all. Sound illusion discs are, like, a thing of the past. We don't care about them anymore. I'm surprised they never touched on that at all in, like, Sister Location or something. I guess the sound illusion discs were never explicitly stated in the games, only the books. Okay, but... From the Twisted Ones, she details in her diary entries how she plans to lure the boys inside, and then they'll be hers forever. Each entry explains there's only one thing that could possibly go wrong before everything resets and Toy Chica has a new target. In the last cutscene, Toy Chica explains that she's once again brokenhearted, but tomorrow is another day, and she knows she'll find another guy for her. As she writes in her diary against a tree, her school bag can be seen behind her, filled with body parts of various guys, animatronics that she loved, and that's over in this image. You can see her backpack with animatronic parts. I think that's the wolf's hand. There's an ear from Pig Patch you can see. I don't know anything else that can be discerned from that, but that right there is an ear from Pig Patch. Does that locker behind Chica say Exotic Butters? What? It's funny, we don't even see a picture of the locker in these screenshots. Okay, moving on though, we've got the other intermission, Bear of Vengeance. This intermission shows various cutscenes portraying Freddy and Foxy as enemies in feudal Japan. Every time Freddy confronts Foxy, he ends up having to perform some sort of household chore for the villain after being defeated in battle. Freddy always vows to seek vengeance the next time. The title screens are in Japanese, and Freddy's and Foxy's lines are spoken in Japanese. However, there are English subtitles. Some fans have noted that the English subtitles don't quite match the spoken Japanese. I actually did not know that. Wait, you just ended there? We don't get a follow-up on the English doesn't match the Japanese? Okay, I guess maybe go watch the old game theory videos and they'll touch upon that. I don't remember if they do. But then the final intermission, this is for beating 50/20 mode, Golden Freddy. After unlocking all the cutscenes from both intermissions, you will be shown Golden Freddy sitting in darkness as he twitches violently, approaching the screen before fading away into darkness. That is the end of Ultimate Custom Night with that cutscene. Got a little bit more here though. Fan theories. Who are you and where are you? Many fans posit that the animatronics' death lines indicate that you are playing as William Afton, trapped in hell or purgatory, whichever one you want. Support for their theory comes from the cassette man, whom fans believe to be Henry, which you already said in the last chapter was Henry. That's confirmed. There's no belief there anymore. But fans believe to be Henry, Afton's old partner, condemning his old friend to burn at the end of Pizzeria Simulator. Some of the animatronics' death lines include the words burn and flame and fire. Others have pointed to the short story The Man in Room 1280, which many presume shows Afton somehow survived the fire in Pizzeria Simulator. These theorists believe that Afton is experiencing this while in some kind of coma, as the nurses state that the man has been in the hospital for years. For years. Oh, I didn't realize it was for years. But the Man in Room 1280, we talked about that a little bit earlier. That story does posit that after the fire of FNAF 6, his charred body is recovered and brought to a hospital where somehow he still has vitals, like his heart's still pumping or whatever, but he's deep in a coma. He's more or less dead. But he's being kept alive by a spirit. In the books, it's Andrew. In the games, it's Cassidy. It's Golden Freddy. But that's it there. I guess they don't touch more on that. Golden Freddy. Some fans believe that Golden Freddy's final cutscene, where he twitches and retreats into darkness, means that his spirit has not yet been put to rest, and that he is or will be seeking revenge. And that's why I also brought up the fact, since we think Golden Freddy is the antagonist character in this, since you're playing as Afton. That's why I said in the Old Man Consequences video game, or mini game, that Golden Freddy's the one that drowns in the lake. The one you should not have killed. Oh my god, is that what Toy Shink stands for? I see this freaking acronym everywhere in FNAF, and I never knew what it stood for. The one you should not have killed. Okay. A few different animatronics death lines use the phrase, the one you should not have killed. Mangle and Withered Chica's death line suggest that this person is a boy, but who exactly is the one you should not have killed? Some fans believe it's Golden Freddy. One of Orville Elephant's death line says he tried to release you. He tried to release us, but I'm not going to let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here, no matter how many times they burn us. Is the person whom you should not have killed residing in hell, haunting and torturing Afton, as some fans suggest? And then, oh, you actually get a picture of Cassidy. The face. Some players have noted that a child's face appears in the game at random intervals. I've actually never seen where this appears from. I don't know where that appears. Could this be the one you should not have killed? Most likely, yes. Yeah, cool. I'll add more to touch on that, but it's pretty straightforward. Toy Chica's high school years. Some fans suggest that the different methods laid out by Toy Chica to lure the boys inside may have been ways that William Afton lured children into him in order to kill them. So yeah, it's how he lured them to the back room. I would agree with that theory. Bear Vengeance. Fans theorize that Foxy vs. Freddy drama is actually portraying Freddy as Henry and Foxy as William Afton. Okay, I didn't remember who was portraying who there. For a second, I thought maybe that Freddy was Michael. But yeah, I don't remember as much about the what's it called? The Bear Vengeance. I don't know. I don't remember as much about the Bear Vengeance. It's right there. I'm so stupid. Okay. Mediocre's death lines. During the deaths of Happy Frog and her friends, that would be Mr. Hippo, Pig Patch, Ned Bear, and Orville Elephant. But we just heard one from Orville. Some fans have just suggested that a young girl's voice can be heard echoing. That's not a suggestion. You can hear the young girl's voice echoing what the animatronics are saying. Some have even said that the voice resembles that of Scrap Baby from Pizzeria Simulator. A little bit. Nightmare Fredbear's death line. One of Nightmare Fredbear's death lines says, "Let me put you back together, then take you apart all over again." Some fans believe that this ties into the iconic Fredbear plush quote from FNAF 4, "I will put you back together." It also ties in with FNAF World Update 2. I don't know anything about Update 2. I just know FNAF World in general. Where the clock ending relies on you putting the pieces back together. There's a lot of significance from FNAF World. I wish FNAF World had a chapter in this, but it doesn't. It does not. But that's it. That's all of Ultimate Custom Night. We're on to Help Wanted 1 now, which Did Help Wanted come out before FNAF AR? I guess it did. Pretty cool. We have finished the entirety of the OG saga made by Scott. All the games from here on out have not been made by Scott. How are we looking on battery? 30% battery. Cool. All right, we are going to skip ahead now. We are not going to read chapter 8. We are going to read chapter 13, Chica's Secret Party. That's like the big thing in this book. Where is chapter 13? That's 11. 12. 13. There we go. All right. Chica's Secret Party. This is what this book is all about. Because nobody knows what the heck this is. We read a little bit of this yesterday before stream died, or after stream came back, but we're just gonna reread it all. So Chica is throwing a party. At this party, there are plenty of guests to feed sweet cupcakes and some very unwanted guests that crash the party. Chica's Secret Party was very nearly a secret game, as it was only available online for a short time, 3 days to be precise, on scottgames.com back in 2016. Information and tips can still be found on FanWiki websites about the elusive secret party, so check them out if you want to know more. Okay, so for starters, this game never existed back in 2016. There was never a game on scottsgames.com that was Chica's Secret Party, and there are also no wikis or websites talking about this game at all. When this book leaked early and people started reading this, there was a website that popped up for Chica's Secret Party that did have a playable minigame that looked like these screenshots. By the way, this screenshot here is literally just Midnight Motorist. I don't know why. The others are very reminiscent of the minigames in FNAF 3. But no, that's straight up Midnight Motorist, so I don't get that one. But someone did create a hoax. They created a website that did have a playable Chica's Secret Party game, and it had clues hidden in the source code of the website. But it did come out a few days later that the website was not made by Scott Cawthon, even though there was a lot of evidence to say that it was. Like, they even went so far as to get the website's address sent to, like it was pointing to the same location that Scott has hosted websites from in the past. So they were really in depth with it. I wish it wasn't a hoax. But now that this book has officially released, like this book officially released yesterday, I wonder if there's actually new things about the real Chica's Secret Party, but I have no idea. Give me one moment, folks. I'm getting pinged like crazy on Discord. Okay. I can catch up with that later. It's fine. We have another ping over here. Oh, yes. I see. Okay. Sorry about that little distraction. I hate when I have notifications that I don't know what they are. I want to get them out of the way, you know? All right, let's keep reading Chica's Secret Party. So, like we said, there's no wiki that exists for this. But Chica moves through her secret party, hopping and jumping through levels, collecting all the pink cupcakes she can scoop up. Throughout the levels, there are babies demanding yummy cupcakes. Chica brings the babies the cupcakes she's collected, turning the crying babies into happy babies. The more babies she appeases, powers up her life force, allowing her to speed up when needed for special levels. The question is, can Chica accomplish all of the levels without being caught by the mysterious shadow figures? The crying babies. The secret party levels are filled with upset babies whom Chica must feed the cupcakes to in order to accomplish her tasks. Sorry, I'm just trying to refocus this. Weird. The coloring looks off on this. I don't know why. I'm being so picky. In most of the levels, the babies are happy with just one cupcake. Chica discovers that occasionally the babies need more than one cupcake to stop their tantrums, and sometimes she needs to be super fast to accomplish her tasks. The shadow figures. In a stealthy game twist, there are 2 shadow figures sneaking through the party as well. Chica needs to follow one of the shadow figures to discover who the person is behind the shadow. When she finds herself toe-to-toe with a shadow figure, her best bet is to run in the opposite direction and hide. Beware, it's very important to not follow the wrong shadow figure or else. Wonder who those shadow figures could be. Who could they be? Who could they be? I can't like fold up the book anymore. We're so far into it with Chica's Secret Party. It's hard to read the right side page here. I'm gonna have to zoom out a little. Come on. Close enough. Okay. The house. The secret party takes place in a house that is a maze of adventurous goals with 10 crafty levels to complete in order to win the game. There are 2 bedrooms and a secret room, a bathroom, kitchen, dining area, living room, home office, garage, basement, and an attic. All with a unique undertaking that Chica must tackle in order to beat the levels and ultimately say goodnight to her guests. The levels. The room levels are sporadically laid out throughout the 3-story house. Interestingly, Fredbear appears walking through the hallways. Chica may find it useful to see what he has to say. However, when he decides to talk to her is somewhat of a mystery. Chica discovers interesting secret tips and tools throughout the party to help fulfill her goals. Yo, Cheese J with the resub for 2 months. Welcome on back to the dojo. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate the support. Enjoy your month of ad-free viewership, as well as access to the channel emotes and the lights back behind me. You can change those to any color you'd like. All you gotta do is type exclamation point, followed by the name of a color. I'll give you an example right here. We can do green lights. Green. It's a little washed out on camera, but that's just because my webcam cannot focus on lights well. Yeah, actually, I just saw that there were a ton of pings there. I hadn't responded. But yeah, for next Saturday, anytime before that's fine by me. If anything, it might be better. All right, but moving on. Did we read the full levels? You may discover interesting secret tips and tools. Yeah, okay, so we're moving on to the dark basement. Not only is the basement dark and creepy, but also a pipe has broken and the basement is filling up with water. There are 3 crying babies that need to be fed cupcakes and saved, each one strategically hidden within the dark basement. Once you feed a baby, the little one stops crying and floats happily onto the rising water. Oh, I thought they were like floating up like a spirit. And safely out of the basement window. However, Chica must save the babies within a 3-minute time limit. Once Chica completes this level, the doorbell to the front door rings. When Chica opens the door, a package is left on the doorstep. Inside the package is a secret tool, a block of cheese. Okay. Most interestingly is that once Chica completes a level, Fredbear is ready to talk. He shares just how much dogs love pizza. I don't understand any of this. Man. For context, anyone that just joined the stream, this chapter that we're reading about is not a real game. This game does not exist. It's a fake game. So I don't know what any of this means. But the kitchen and dining area. 3 babies are crying and sprawled across the kitchen and dining area. There are cupcakes hidden within the kitchen cupboards. The challenge is a very sneaky dog wants to jump and gobble up the cupcakes once Chica opens a cupboard. Okay. In order to distract the sneaky dog, Chica must grab a pizza cooking in the oven and entice the hungry hound away from the cupcakes, giving Chica enough time to feed the needy babies. The sneaky mutt eats quickly, and Chica can only grab another pizza after 30 seconds. Chica may or may not need a power-up in order to feed these babies. It said earlier that you can get like a speed upgrade with the power-ups. But there is more here. It details the whole freaking game. This game doesn't exist, and there's like 4 pages detailing the entire thing. These are the last 2 pages of it. I don't understand this at all. Sorry if the text gets a little hard to read here, like over here with the freaking coffee stains in the book. But the impatient babies were more than a little distraught and knocked over things in the living room. A circuit, I gotta read it here, it's so hard to read. A circuit is blown and the lamps are flashing off and on. Each time the lights flash back on, the babies have moved into a different spot, leaving Chica confused. Once you step into the living room, the timer flashes to 1:30 and begins to count down. And yikes! One of the shadow figures just might catch Chica when she's not looking. Chica must find the hidden cupcakes and catch the babies in the right place when the lights flash in order to feed them before the timer runs out or before she's caught off guard. Master bedroom. When Chica looks out the master bedroom window, she mysteriously sees Bonnie walking back and forth in the backyard. Bonnie in the backyard. That's interesting. In the bedroom, there are 2 crying babies. One is on top of the bed and another is in the closet, with cupcakes nowhere to be seen. As Chica approaches the bed, she notices some pink frosting on the floor. Moving closer to inspect, a golden fuzzy hand snaps out, nearly catching Chica by the leg. Chica hops out of the way just in time. Chica needs to figure out how to get the guarded cupcakes from under the bed without getting snatched up. Chica later returns with a tiny black hat. Is that Fredbear's hat? No, that would be Golden Freddy's hat. Fredbear's purple. Once the hand reaches out, Chica offers the black hat, and in return, she's given a plate of 2 pink cupcakes. So, does that imply Golden Freddy's under the bed? I don't get it. I don't understand. I do not understand. Moving from the master bedroom to the kids' bedroom, Chica moves into the kids' room filled with scattered toys and wall posters of Freddy Fazbear. There's one crying baby in the middle of the bedroom, but once again, the elusive cupcakes are missing. They're missing. We don't know where they are. Chica decides to pick up the toys and move them into a toy box. Her cleanliness pays off. Once all the toys are picked up, a drawer opens with a cupcake inside for the hungry baby. The secret room? What could this be? Unbeknownst to Chica, the secret room can only be unlocked after you've cleared the 2 bedroom levels. The secret room has an interesting and useful secret tool, one that can help her finish the game, an essential golden key. It's here that you also catch a glimpse of a box that longtime fans will be familiar with, as well as a peek inside, which won't be spoiled here, to those creative enough to find their way to it. Okay, so this is literally detailing the locked box from the end of FNAF 4 that has never been opened and probably never will be. So Scott is literally just teasing us here, but nobody knows what the contents of those boxes are. Well, we do know. It's the pieces of the story put back together, but what that means, nobody knows. That's crazy, though. I wonder what the golden key is going to help her do. We only have home office and then one more page here for Chica's secret party. But home office. The home office is quite small with only 2 crying babies and a strange gray man sitting at the desk. Desk man? Is the FNAF World desk man in this? The obstacle is finding the undisclosed cupcakes. Chica looks around, but she doesn't see them. Aha! That is until she discovers a locked mini safe. Chica discovers the 4-digit code. Chica must discover the 4-digit code in order to get to the cupcakes. The gray man doesn't seem to want to chat, so Chica leaves to find the 4-digit code. That's interesting. That's very interesting. We're getting Desk Man in here. Wasn't Desk Man originally supposed to be Henry? Because Desk Man in FNAF World commits suicide. He literally kills himself. So that's a weird reference. Later on, Chica retrieves the 4-digit code and opens the safe, quickly feeding the babies. Finally, the gray man decides to speak, giving her a hint about something scary under a bed. Well, we already saw what is presumably Golden Freddy under a bed that was guarding the cupcakes. But there's something else under a bed? Now what? Now what? God, the pages are too big for me to fold. Like, I can't get this full right side of the page on camera. It's hard. It's getting harder. All right, I think that's the best I can currently do. Still cutting off words on the right side. There we go. All right, in the bathroom, Chica is tasked with capturing a floating cupcake in the bathtub to appease the wailing baby sitting on the floor. Chica must also take out all the floating duck toys in order to drain the water from the tub so she can grab the cupcake to feed the impatient baby. Surprise, there's something else that is very significant at the bottom of the tub. And of course, it doesn't tell us what it is. The garage. The dreary garage is filled with boxes, old bikes, rusty tools, and a broken down car. There are 4 crying babies and cupcakes waiting for Chica. However, there's a problem. Scurrying rats are trying to steal the cupcakes. Chica needs a secret tool of cheese in order to distract the scurrying rats from stealing the cupcakes. With the rats distracted by the cheese, Chica can accomplish the task of collecting the cupcakes and feeding the bellowing babies. And after the babies are appeased, an old static radio flickers on and starts repeating a series of numbers. Chica needs to remember those numbers for something important. Well, we already opened the mini safe, so I don't know what those numbers go to. Okay, last 2 things here. Attic and then the finish. You guys can see all that? Yeah. Chica realizes she needs the golden key in order to enter the final level. The attic is the grand finale with 10 hidden hungry babies and 20 cupcakes in a mass of storage boxes and old trunks. 1 cupcake is not enough for each baby, and the additional challenge is that the boxes and trunks will move and shift like a moving maze. Chica has a difficult time finding where she's been or where she is going, and all the while trying to beat the 3-minute clock. Watch out for those shadow figures, they pop up at the most unfortunate times. Hopefully, Chica saved a power-up or 2 for this level in order to finish in under 3 minutes. Still have no idea what this means, but now we are at the finish. This is going to be pretty interesting. Cha-cha-cha! Chica wins the game by feeding all the babies with sweet cupcakes. Her secret party is over, and she's pacified all her guests and managed to elude the shadow figures, who have thankfully vanished just as stealthily as they appeared. Suddenly, music blasts through the house and confetti showers around her. All her uninvited guests, Fredbear, Grayman, Bonnie, and Golden Freddy, move through the halls dancing. Chica decides to join the dance train throughout the house. After all, the party doesn't have to end. Weird. We have Fredbear, which I would think Crying Child, because the Crying Child got bit by him. We have Gray Man, which I would think Henry. We have Bonnie, which I would think Afton. But then you have Golden Freddy as well. You have Fredbear and Golden Freddy there, which are the same animatronic. What? That doesn't make any sense. That's it. The next page is the next chapter. Like, it just goes straight to Secret of the Mimic after that. But like, what the heck, man? Chica's Secret Party straight up makes no sense. I'm so glad I'm not a full-time FNAF theorist, because I don't even know what kind of script would you write about this? What is there even to like think about? Like, what? Man, this is crazy. That's actually crazy. I hate that glare. I was trying to get rid of the glare with my shirt here. It's like almost getting rid of the glare. There we go. Just gotta tilt the book up enough. And then there's also this line of glare, which I hate. Chat, what do you guys think? What do we think of Chica's Secret Party? I don't know what to make of that at all. Like, I'm trying to theorize on it in my head, but like, the only thing I would think of Chica's Secret Party, Chica, I guess, existed on her own before Freddy Fazbear's, because we see that in Secret of the Mimic, that she's got the felt costume. But what the heck does this mean? What does this mean, man? I don't get it. I don't get it. They just spammed us with nonsense about a game that doesn't exist. Yeah, literally, they did. Welcome back, Xkilx. Yeah, I don't understand. This is straight up a game that has never existed before. And if we do some Google searches now that the book is out, is there anything else that comes up? Let's see. Chica's Secret Party. Rumored fake browser-based game. Yes, it is an internet hoax. I see a Reddit post from 2 weeks ago. Do we have any posts from like this week? I want to see what people are saying about it now. Can you show the animatronic inventory real quick? Yeah, we can skip forward to that. That's fine. Animatronic inventory. I think there's quite a few. Oh God, there's a lot. Oh my God. Okay. I don't know if we'll get through the whole inventory. We'll try. There. Oh my God. It just keeps going. It's all of the last page. There's 30 pages of characters. Jesus Christ, man. All right, let's start reading them. Holy. There's so many. Just show the pages. Oh no, I'll read through it. It's fine. I'll read through them all. There's a lot of freaking animatronics. This probably details all of the AR animatronics. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. Okay, it says, Withered, Twisted, Rockstar, Mediocre, Shadow, Nightmare, Phantom. Is your head spinning yet? FNAF's roster of animatronics has grown beyond 150 plus since the series first reached gamers. The original 5 animatronics were reimagined through countless lenses, all while entirely new animatronics were released. Explore a curated list of the animatronics from the games, stories, and books here, from the main attractions to the smallest side character. And it looks like they are in alphabetical order here, because we're starting with 8-Bit Baby, an arcade-themed animatronic with a design similar to Circus Baby's minigame in sister location. 8-Bit Baby is manufactured and delivered by Fazbear Funtime Service. Wait, what? She's in special delivery? Yeah, they say delivered by Fazbear Funtime Service. That's special delivery. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Then you go straight from 8-Bit Baby to Arctic Ballora. That's this picture over here. A winter skin used to customize Ballora. Ballora plush suit? Why plush? That's in the AR game though. The baby crawlers. Baby-like animatronics that are made of metal and have plastic clown painted faces. That's from the 4th class. Okay, so that's from the original novel trilogy. I have not read that before, but that's what those are. Then we get Balloon Boy. He's got a lot of appearances. A humanoid animatronic that wears a red and blue striped shirt and a propeller beanie. He carries a balloon as well as a sign that reads balloons. He often calls out hello and hi, and sometimes giggles. In several games, Balloon Boy doesn't kill you, but he does disable your defenses, which leaves you completely helpless. And he's in FNAF 2, 3, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, Special Delivery, The Twisted Ones novel, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator in a minigame, And Help Wanted 2 and VIP. Oh, VIP is the interactive novel. That's cool. That's cool. Moving on. Like I said, it's going to get really hard to show these last couple of pages. Unless, if I do that. Oh, that'll be easier. There we go. Okay, so we've got Ballora here. Ballora is a sound-activated ballerina animatronic with painted white skin, rosy cheeks, blue hair, and a purple tutu. She occupies Ballora Gallery in Sister Location and sings a creepy song on night 2. It's very creepy. I hate that song. I hate that song so much. If you listen closely, Ballora is often accompanied by mini-renas. See page 387. We'll get there. It has several unique capabilities mentioned in her blueprint. She appears in Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 2, Special Delivery, Dance With Me. What in the world are those? Oh, I think, okay, these are all short stories. Those must be from Fazbear Frights. Dinophobia might be Tales of the Pizzaplex, but those are all stories. She's in Dance With Me, Clythrophobia? Don't know what the fuck that is. Room for One More, Somnophobia, Step Closer, and Dinophobia. There's a lot of phobia titles for these books. Bro has some multiverse appearances. Yeah, Balloon Boy was in a lot. Moving on to the Bitty Babs. Small baby doll animatronics that typically perform alongside Circus Baby. They appear in the Circus Gallery in Sister Location. Players must fend them off once in the secret compartment and again in the private room. The Bitty Babs appear in Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted 1 and 2. Then we have Black Heart Bonnie, another AI one, or AR one, a holiday-themed animatronic skin for the Bonnie plush suit in Special Delivery. Then we have Black Ice Freddy Frostbear, a winter-themed animatronic skin for Freddy Frostbear plush. There's gonna be a lot of those. There's a lot of Special Delivery ones. Oh, here's this fuck that was on the first page. He's over here on this image. What in the world is that? Blizzard Balloon Boy. That's Balloon Boy? What? A winter-themed animatronic skin for the Balloon Boy plush. That's creepy and scary. Then we have the Blob. I thought the Blob was not its original, was not its actual name. I thought that was a fan-given name. But it says an amalgamation of various animatronics made up of wire tentacles, animatronic parts, and red glowing eyes. Not much is known about the Blob, but it may have its origins in Ennard. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It has the face of Funtime Freddy, but clearly also has parts from Chica, Bonnie, Mangle, Circus Baby, and the Puppet. Avoid its tentacles during the Burn It All Down ending of Security Breach. And he only appeared to Security Breach and technically the Ruin DLC as well, but that's just DLC to Security Breach. It is interesting though. Curse of Dreadbear is DLC, and they call out Curse of Dreadbear appearances in this book, but Ruin is also DLC, and they do not call out the Ruin appearance, and Blob is in Ruin. I thought the Blob's name was Tangle. I thought the official name was Tangle. I'm pretty sure Blob is the fan-given name, and Tangle is the actual name. But moving on to the Bobby Dots. These are in a book, I think. 3 assistants who control the tech and security of an apartment in Fazplex Tower. First generation are physical, while second generation are holograms. The Bobby Dots seem helpful, but they also like to be in control. Gemini, also known as 1, is responsible for entertainment systems. Olive, also known as 2, deals with the news from the outside world, and Rose, also known as 3, is in charge of healthy living. So I've never read the Bobby Dots. That's one of the short stories. You have Bobby Dots part 1 and 2. That might be Tales of the Pizzaplex. I'm not sure. But moving on, we've got Bon Bon, the Bonnie hand puppet. An animatronic hand puppet with a Bonnie design that typically appears on the right arm of Funtime Freddy. He appears to have a calming effect on Funtime Freddy animatronic. Bon Bon has a female counterpart named Bonnet. And Bon Bon's appeared in Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted. Bonnet is a pink animatronic with a... Sorry about the glare. Man, I don't know how to get rid of this. It's so tough. Okay. Pink animatronic hand puppet with a Bonnie design. Seemingly built to go with Funtime Freddy. Bonnet appears in the private room first in Sister Location, but in Help Wanted, she also appears alongside Funtime Freddy and Bonnet's male counterpart, Bon Bon. Bonnet is one of the hidden secret animatronics in Ultimate Custom Night, and the appearances are Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted 1. Moving on to Bonnie, a bluish-purple animatronic rabbit with a red bow tie, plays guitar in the animatronic band, typically approaches from the left, but it should be noted that Bonnie doesn't seem to abide by the laws of physics? Wait, why did Bonnie not abide by the laws of physics? Well, there was some... I know there was, like, a meaning to that. I don't remember what it was. But Bonnie's appearances are in FNAF 1 and 2, FNAF 2, it's only in the minigame hallucinations. FNAF 3 in minigames, FNAF 4 in minigames, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, Special Delivery, the Silver Eyes novel, the Twisted Eyes Ones novel, the Forest Closet novel, and then a bunch of short stories, The New Kid, Hide and Seek, Sea Bonnies, Find Player 2. Bonnie is also in the Stitch Wraith Stingers from the Fazbear Fright novellas. In Security Breach. Right, yeah, in Security Breach. In the FNAF movie. That's interesting they've got the movie in here too. Into the Pit, the game, and the week before the book, the interactive novel, as well as Secret of the Mimic. So many appearances. This joke by Scott years ago. What's a joke by Scott? What joke? Moving on, we also have Boulder Toy Bonnie. Must be an AR one. A forest-themed animatronic skin for the Toy Bonnie plush. Yep, that's a special delivery. Broiler Baby, a heat wave-themed animatronic for the Circus Baby plush and special delivery. Brow Boy? What the frick, man? A humanoid animatronic who resembles Balloon Boy, but has a purple and black striped shirt, a prominent unibrow, and large fists, and wears an orange propeller with a black stem. Wait, what? He's in a minigame in Pizzeria Simulator? I have not seen Brow Boy before. I have sure have not seen Brow Boy. Moving on to the C's, we have Candy Cadet, a robotic animatronic that will tell players stories if play tested. Candy Cadet tells 3 stories, each about 5 things merging into one. He will tell pieces of another story as you provide coins to him in Ruin. But appearances are Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night. He is deactivated. He's also in Ruin and Help Wanted too. So look, now they're saying Ruin, but they didn't say Ruin before for the Blob. That is incorrect. The Blob over here does appear in Ruin and it's not listed. I don't like that discrepancy or that incorrect thing. Okay, moving on, more of the C's. We've got Captain Foxy, a fox animatronic dressed in a pirate coat and hat with a model nearly identical to Foxy. Captain Foxy presides over Captain Foxy's pirate adventure, the pirate ride, a classic dark ride in Curse of Dreadbear. Oh, that's right. Okay, Captain Foxy's only in Curse of Dreadbear. I was thinking that was also in Help Wanted 2. Okay, moving on to Katrina Toy Chica. The fuck? A holiday themed skin for Toy Chica plush. What is Katrina? What is that meant to be? What is that image meant to be? I don't understand. I can't even tell what the hell that is, but okay. Charlie gets a big one. Spoilers. A highly complex humanoid animatronic crafted by Henry. Oh, this is not Charlie the character. This is Charlie the animatronic. Crafted by Henry, the original inventor of the animatronics. Okay, that is more confirmation that Henry did not just steal the designs from, what's his name? I'm blanking. From Secret of the Mimic. What's his name? Why am I blanking on this? What's the dude's name from Secret of the Mimic? You can just skip all the skin variants? No, I will not skip all the skin variants. Thank you, Edwin. His name is Edwin. This proves that he did not steal the designs from Edwin. He is the original inventor of the animatronics. This is also based on the books because this Charlie appearance is only in the Silver Eyes Twisted One fourth closet, but whatever. He made the Seville Void left by the murder of his beloved daughter, Charlotte. It's stated that Charlie is actually 4 animatronics, each built to allow Charlie to grow up. Her youngest incarnation was the Ella doll. The Ella doll appears in the FNAF movie, the first one. We'll see that when we get to the E's. While her oldest was unfinished, completed by William Afton, and ultimately possessed by Elizabeth Afton. Yeah, that's weird. Charlie and Elizabeth have so many like overlapping parallels. It's very weird. Chica, a yellow animatronic chicken who wears a bib and says, "Let's eat." Chica carries a plate with an anthropomorphic pink cupcake that seems to have a life of its own. Chica can often be found in the kitchen, in various games, and generally approaches players from the right. Chica was confirmed to be possessed by Susie in the story Coming Home. And oh my good god, the appearances for Chica are FNAF 1, FNAF 2 in minigames and hallucinations, FNAF 3 in minigames, FNAF 4 in minigames, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, Special Delivery AR game, the whole Silver Eyes trilogy of novels, and then the short stories Coming Home, The New Kid, What We Found, Pizza Kit, Sea of Bonnies, and Find Player 2. Chica is also in the first FNAF movie, Into the Pit, the game, and Secret of the Mimic. Why did the music stop again? Oh. Okay, moving on, we got Chocolate Bonnie. The holiday themed animatronic skin for the Bonnie plush. It's all chocolate now. And then the last for this page, we have Circus Baby, or aka just Baby. A humanoid animatronic and the mascot of Circus Baby's Pizza World. Circus Baby is possessed by the spirit of Elizabeth Afton, William Afton's daughter, who was snatched by the animatronic after being told to stay away from her. After the possession, Circus Baby's eyes turned green. Circus Baby assists in her father's plans, particularly in the fourth closet. In Sister Location, she orchestrates the escape of the animatronics from Sister Baby's entertainment and rental. That's when they form into Ennard. And her appearances are Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1, Special Delivery AR Game. The fourth closet, only the last novel in the trilogy. Dance With Me is the only short story that Baby's in. Baby's also in Security Breach? Baby's in Security Breach? There's plush babies. Is there an image of Circus Baby, or like I shouldn't use the word remnant. Are there parts of her animatronic in Rockstar Row? Where do we see Circus Baby in Security Breach? Oh yeah, she's in the Blob. Okay, that's right. Pizzeria Simulator and Help Wanted 2 are other appearances. Thank you, I forgot she was in the Blob. Okay, moving on to Clown Springtrap. That's great. He's got a freaking toy hammer. Circus-themed animatronic skin for Springtrap plush in the Special Delivery mobile game. Coils the Birthday Clown, a clown animatronic with a lanky body and coiled arms, dressed in a lemon and lime striped costume with bells. The animatronic seems to have some sort of awareness or safety features since it tries to rescue Colton in the Jump for Tickets short story. And that's his only appearance is Jump for Tickets. The Curse. That's it, just named The Curse. An Aztec-themed animatronic skin for Springtrap. An Aztec-themed skin? How's that Aztec-themed? I don't get it. Maybe it would be easier to tell if we had full renderings and not just like tiny pictures of their face. But that's The Curse. Then we move on to Dee Dee, a humanoid animatronic with a similar design to Balloon Boy and JJ. She complicates Ultimate Custom Night by triggering a whole new set of animatronics at random. She also seems to have her own arcade game, Dee Dee's Fishing Hole, as seen in the Jump for Tickets story. Jump for Tickets being the one that this clown's from. And Dee Dee appears in Ultimate Custom Night and Jump for Tickets. That's it. Delilah the Mermaid. Delilah is a mermaid animatronic in the Sea Life in the Sea Life Mecha Aquarium at Freddy Fazbear's water park, Freddy's Fantasy Water Park. Like the other animatronics at the water park, she's old and run down with chips to her paintwork, exposed wiring, and faded hair. She's in Submechanophobia. I believe that is a Tales of the Pizzaplex short story. Hey, we get our first secret of the Mimic character, Dolly. This nurse animatronic, rather than a suit. This nurse is an animatronic rather than a suit. What's in her backpack? That would be like hallucinogenic gas. There's something like that. It's either hallucinogenic gas or like something like a nuclear bomb. Not exactly that, but something to like get rid of evidence, you know? And we have Dreadbear, Franken Freddy. I've never heard of Franken Freddy. That's funny. Dreadbear is an animatronic Frankenstein with stitching and neck bolts in the likeness of Freddy Fazbear. His feet have 3 toes matching the toy animatronics, while his hands have 5 fingers matching the nightmare animatronics. Because Scott cannot make this easy on any of us. Actually, Dreadbear will be Steel Wool Studios. Still, whatever. Dreadbear appears as part of the research and development game where players must program his brain. I've never played the Curse of Dreadbear DLC, so I don't actually know anything about that. We will read about that, though, in Chapter 8, which is where we left off. Chapter 8 is the next game. That's Help Wanted 1. But Dreadbear appears in Curse of Dreadbear and in Help Wanted 2. Where's Dreadbear in Help Wanted 2? Think. Is Dreadbear in one of the Fall Fest minigames? Where's Dreadbear in Help Wanted 2? Is Dreadbear just one of the characters you can unlock on the stage? I don't remember where Dreadbear is in this. I definitely don't remember where Dreadbear is in that. Okay, let's move on, though. If anyone knows where Dreadbear is in Help Wanted 2, let me know in chat. Moving on to Easter Bonnie, another holiday-themed skin for Bonnie plush. Egg Baby, an animatronic featuring a data archive. It's key to unlocking some of the secrets in Pizzeria Simulator. And Egg Baby is also in Ultimate Custom Night, apparently? I didn't know that. Then we have El Chip. I gotta zoom out a little. You guys can't read the right side of this page. There we go. Okay. El Chip, a beaver animatronic that wears a sombrero and plays a mandolin. El Chip is purchasable as an animatronic in Pizzeria Simulator, but also appears in Ultimate Custom Night as the mascot for a restaurant, El Chip's Fiesta Buffet. In Help Wanted 1, he has his own branded tortilla chips. Appearances are Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, Help Wanted 1, and Security Breach. Then we get Eleanor. I never fully understood Eleanor. This is a weird one. A humanoid animatronic resembling Circus Baby, found deactivated in a junkyard. Eleanor possesses a special heart-shaped pendant that seemingly allows her to change form at will, whether her own form or that of another. Her appearances are the short story 1:35 a.m., the short story To Be Beautiful, all of the Stitch Wraith stingers from the Fazbear Frights novella series, and she's in a minigame in Into the Pit. That is true. So the minigame she's in there is about the story To Be Beautiful. It's a retelling of that story in the minigame. And that's where the heart-shaped pendant she has remnant in it. And this real girl, not an animatronic, a real girl wants to become more beautiful. So she gives her this pendant and says, wear it every day and you'll become more beautiful. And every day she wakes up and she feels more beautiful until one day she goes into the garage and she sees bags, like trash bags full of her body parts. Unbeknownst to her, each night when she went to sleep, Eleanor took off a part of her body and replaced it with trash. And because there was remnant in the necklace, the trash just like worked and she saw herself as beautiful still. But the second she takes off the pendant, she realizes she's just trash. She falls to the ground and she's dead. And then I think like Eleanor takes over her body or something, like the body parts that are in the bags. I don't know. It's weird. But all I know is the heart-shaped pendant has remnant in it. That's all I know. Moving on to Electrobab. This is one we read about earlier in FNAF 4. Electrobab is an electrified version of Biddy Bab, capable of draining power, and appears in the private room in Sister Location. That is the only appearance. Elephant. Elephant? Oh, Secret of the Mimic. Okay, okay. This freaky fellow is somewhat familiar. Oh, that's right. We spied him in Ruin. Now he's here and most probably spying on you. That's the elephant costume. You can see that at the very end of the Ruin DLC once you make it to the room the Mimic's in. It's kind of dark, but you can see it in there. And then obviously you see the costume in use by the Mimic in Secret of the Mimic. And here we go. I said when we got to the E's, we would see it. The Ella doll. This is the doll that had a cameo in the first FNAF movie that everyone was like, oh my God, it's Baby. It was Ella. But spoilers ahead, Ella, a highly complex humanoid animatronic, the youngest incarnation meant to house Charlie's consciousness. After Charlie grew out of Ella's size, Henry reprogrammed her as a plaything for Charlie. Oh, he reprogrammed the doll as a plaything for Charlie? That's creepy. She occupied a closet and would... She occupied a closet and would exit it on a track to serve tea. It seems the doll was later mass-produced by Fazbear Entertainment as a helper doll with a variety of functions. The doll in 1:35 a.m., the story, is later confirmed to contain remnant. I didn't know Fazbear made multiple versions of it. Like, they just mass-produced it. But her appearances are in every book in the Silver Eyes trilogy, as well as the 1:35 a.m. short story and the Stitch Wraith Stingers from Fazbear Frights. Moving on. We're still in the E's. We have a lot of animatronics left to go through. How are you guys liking this? You guys liking the animatronic encyclopedia here? Okay, Endo 01, or the Bear Endo. This is a simple animatronic endoskeleton that appears rarely in FNAF 1 and Help Wanted. In Special Delivery, Endo 01 is referred to as a Bear Endo and can be customized with different plush suits. Oh, that's why they say they're all plush suits. Okay, okay. But you can customize them with plush suits and CPUs. He is appearing in FNAF 1, Help Wanted 1, and Special Delivery. Endo 02 is a sturdier animatronic endoskeleton, judging by its articulated joints, bulkier framing, and more complex electronics. Its appearances are FNAF 2 and Help Wanted 1. Ennard, a terrifying amalgamation formed from the scooped sister location animatronics, Ballora, Bonbon. Oh, I didn't know Bonbon was included in that. Circus Baby, Funtime Foxy, Funtime Freddy. Ennard does not wear a typical plush suit and instead entering the body of Michael Afton. After abandoning Michael, Ennard was mainly controlled by Circus Baby when the other animatronics kicked Baby out. Ennard was split into Scrap Baby and Molten Freddy. Appearances are Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted 1. So that's interesting that they call out that Baby and Ennard split off, because that conversation led to that is only seen in the source code of both of Scott's websites, scottgames.com and FNAFworld.com. FNAFworld.com doesn't exist anymore. I did check that earlier this week. But that's interesting that they call that out. That's nice that they have that in here. Fetch, the animatronic dog. This is that dog drawing I was talking about earlier in the book, but probably not related. Fetch is a dog animatronic program to sync up with the user's phone to retrieve whatever the user needs. The animatronic was on the top, the animatronic was the top prize at an abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location. Sorry. The animatronic was the top prize at an abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location. It's noted that the animatronic looks as though it was created before smartphone technology. His appearances are in the Fetch story, like the self-named story, and also in the Stitch Wraith Stingers. I believe the team that made Into the Pit, that's some Mega Cat Studios, they should be working on a Fetch game next, I believe. If not, they're definitely working on another game from Fazbear Frights. But then we get some more special delivery skins. We get Firework Freddy, a holiday-themed animatronic skin, and Flamethrower Bear Endo. That's Endo 01 with a fucking flamethrower for whatever reason. A Heatwave-themed animatronic for Bear Endo. Why in God's name that got created, I have no idea. That's a weird one. Okay, moving on. More F animatronics here. We've got Flaming Springtrap, a Heatwave-themed animatronics skin for Springtrap plush suit. We have Foxy, an animatronic pirate fox with an eye patch over his right eye and a hook on his right hand. Foxy's housed on his own stage, Pirate Cove, separate from the other animatronics. The stage notes that Foxy is out of order and his plush suit is damaged in places. He operates differently from the other animatronics, advancing in phases before attacking. He has a lot of appearances, so buckle up. He's in FNAF 1, FNAF 2 in the minigames, FNAF 3 in the minigames, FNAF 4 in the minigames, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, Special Delivery mobile game, all 3 of the Silver Eyes trilogy books. He's in a couple of short stories, including Lonely Freddy, Step Closer, The New Kid, What We Found, and Sea Bonnies. He's also in the Stitch Wraith Stingers of the Fazbear Frights novellas. He's in the FNAF 1 movie, and he's in The Week Before, is the interactive novel. He's in Secret of the Mimic, and he's in Into the Pit, the game. I would assume he's in Into the Pit, the book as well, but he's in Into the Pit, the game, it says. Then we get Frank the Diver, another Tales of the Pizzaplex character. Frank is an animatronic that wears a brown vintage scuba suit. It is one of the features. I think that's a typo. It is one of the features of the Sea Life Mecha Aquarium attraction at Freddy's Fantasy Water Park. I've never heard of Freddy's Fantasy Water Park. I haven't read those books. It appears as though Frank can take the diving suit off at times because Caden, the water park's tank cleaner, has reasons to suspect that someone else may be wearing the diving suit for more sinister purposes. And that short story he appears in is Submechanophobia. Moving on, we've got Fredbear, a yellow bear springlock animatronic with a purple bow tie and a top hat, the first known animatronic Henry made, and the mascot of Fredbear's Family Diner. The Fredbear is mentioned or shown in 8-bit game. My God, I'm reading so many wrong things. Fredbear is mentioned or shown in 8-bit across several minigames, but only appears physically in Ultimate Custom Night. In the Silver Eyes, Henry is known to have worn the Fredbear suit. Right, because in the original Fredbear's Family Diner, Afton wears Spring Bonnie, Henry wears Fredbear. And his appearances are a mention in FNAF 2, in a minigame in FNAF 3, FNAF 4 is the plush and in a minigame, Ultimate Custom Night he's in, Silver Eyes he gets a mention, and he's in The New Kid, which is one of the short stories, I think, from Fazbear Frights. Again, noting that Henry made Fredbear, it says, not Edwin. Now I got the Freddles, small nightmare animatronics, similar in design to Nightmare Freddy. Freddles sometimes hang off Nightmare Freddy, and other times sprout from the bed behind you in FNAF 4. They flee from your flashlight, similar to the plush animatronics. Their appearances are FNAF 4, Ultimate Custom Night, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, and Help Wanted 1. Interestingly enough, it specifies that it's Help Wanted VR. None of the other Help Wanted references have specified VR. All right, still got like 20 pages to go. 20 pages worth of animatronics still. How's my phone battery doing? 12%. Okay, we're not going to get to read all these animatronics. When my phone dies, we'll call it there on the book for today. but I will continue reading more of the animatronic encyclopedia and all the other chapters we haven't done on a future day. But let's keep going. For now, we got Freddy Fazbear, a light brown animatronic with a black bow tie and a top hat, singer in the animatronic band, and the mascot of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. When his face is enhanced, it reveals a handprint on the right side and another across his lower jaw. Right, we saw that in earlier pictures in the book. His eyes change color from brown to blue when he appears outside the office door. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Yeah, his eyes glow blue. That makes sense. Cool. All right, buckle up. He's got a lot of appearances. Freddy was in FNAF 1, FNAF 2 in the minigames and hallucinations, FNAF 3 minigames, FNAF 4 minigames, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, Special Delivery mobile game, the entire Silver Eyes trilogy. He's in a ton of short stories that I'm just going to name off one by one. Into the Pit, To Be Beautiful, Lonely Freddy, Out of Stock, The New Kid, Step Closer, Blackbird, Hide and Seek, The Cliffs, He Told Me Everything, Gumdrop Angel, What We Found, Jump for Tickets, Pizza Kit, Friendly Face, Sea Bonnies, The Prankster, Kids at Play, Find Player 2. Good God, that's all the short stories. He's also in the first FNAF movie. He's in Into the Pit, the game. He's in the Week Before interactive novel, and he is in Secret of the Mimic. Whew, that was a lot. Moving on, we got Frost Plush Trap, another AR skin. We have Funtime Chica, a Funtime animatronic with Chica's design. Funtime Chica debuted later than the other Funtime animatronics. She first appears in Pizzeria Simulator. Funtime Chica loves to pose for the camera. She distracts the player with some of her poses in Ultimate Custom Night. And those are the 3 games she's been in: our Pizzeria, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted 2. Funtime Foxy. A Funtime animatronic with Foxy's design. Funtime Foxy is motion activated and lives in the Funtime Auditorium. The animatronic has several unique capabilities as seen in its blueprint. Its appearances are Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1. That's okay. It says Help Wanted twice here. I think that's supposed to be Help Wanted 2. Where's Foxy and Funtime Foxy and Help Wanted 1? Whatever, I don't know. But also in the 4th closet, which is the last of the first novel trilogy, FNAF World, which it has not called out any of these other characters as being in. Why is it only called out Funtime Foxy for being in FNAF World? That's not even Funtime Foxy. Those are the adventure animatronics, which we haven't seen at all in this book. FNAF World is completely ignored in this book. I think that's like maybe the second. I think that's like the second time I've seen FNAF World mentioned in this book. But okay. Funtime Freddy. A Funtime animatronic with Freddy Fazbear's design. Funtime Freddy contains a special arm that can be removed and replaced with a hand puppet animatronic like Bonbon or Bonnet. He has several other special features noted in his blueprint, including a massive storage tank as seen in Count the Ways. Count the Ways is another one of the short stories from Fazbear Frights, and we saw Count the Ways in a minigame in Into the Pit. Count the Ways minigame was... What was that one? What was the Count the Ways minigame? I think it was like you were just collecting things that could kill you or something. I don't fully remember that one. I think it was... Oh, yeah, this is relating to Funtime Freddy. So, Count the Ways is where a child I forget how they get there, but they're stuck inside Funtime Freddy's hatch in his stomach. And instead of being allowed to escape, Funtime Freddy starts, like, mentioning off all of the different ways that she could be killed. It's very creepy. But Funtime Freddy's appearances are in Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1, The 4th Closet, which is the last of the novel trilogy, Count the Ways, one of the Fazbear Fright stories, Help Wanted 2, and Special Delivery. Moving to the next page. Got Glamrock Bonnie. Can I zoom in a little bit for you guys? There you go. Not much zoom, but a little bit better. Okay, Glamrock Bonnie. Apparently, there was a Glamrock Bonnie in the Pizzaplex band, though, as it was later discovered, the animatronic was damaged and replaced by Monty. For a while, no one was quite sure where Glamrock Bonnie was, though it definitely wasn't at the deserted Bonnie Bowl. During the events of Ruin, Bonnie finally shows up, its Glamrock costume tattered beyond repair. And Glamrock Bonnie appears in Ruin and Help Wanted 2. Interestingly enough, Glamrock Bonnie does not appear at all in Security Breach. Glamrock Chica. Based on the original Chica from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Glamrock Chica wears pink makeup, including lipstick on her beak and metallic green earrings, but no Let's Eat bib. She plays guitar in the Pizzaplex band and also fronts the Mazercise attraction. Mazercise. Until her systems get corrupted. This animatronic is fitted with an unusual voice box that can stun other animatronics or even open certain locked doors. Glamrock Chica's appearances, it's actually quite a few, are Security Breach, the Ruin DLC, Help Wanted 2, and then a bunch of short stories from the Tales of the Pizzaplex, which include Under Construction, Somnophobia, only in a poster in Somnophobia, Animatronic Apocalypse as an in-game character, The Storyteller, Bobby Dots Part 2, The Monty Within, and Bleeding Heart as an action figure. Interesting. Glamrock Freddy. We're just in all the Glamrocks now. We're in the Security Breach era. Built as the main mascot for Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex, Glamrock Freddy has a brand new 80s vibe. He has blue Glamrock inspired makeup, shoulder pads, and leg warmers, and he leads a band of Glamrock animatronics that entertains the Pizzaplex visitors. Unlike older Freddy designs, this one can walk where it likes without relying on tracks, needs regular recharging, and cannot leave the Pizzaplex. He also has a large chest cavity that can conceal a birthday cake or piñata, or a human boy should one get lost in the Pizzaplex after hours. Gregory. She appeared in Dark Rooms and Help Wanted 1. Oh, okay. I was wondering where Funtime Foxy was for that. But the appearances for Glamrock Freddy are Security Breach, the Ruin DLC, Help Wanted 2, and then a shit ton of stories. Lally's game as a photo, Under Construction as a hologram, Somnophobia, Animatronic Apocalypse as a poster, Bobby Dots Part 1 as a statue, GGY, The Storyteller, Tiger Rock, The Monty Within, Bleeding Heart, and Alone Together, as well as it just says interactive novels. That should specify though. That should not say interactive novels there, because Glamrock Freddy, I don't remember if he's in VIP, but VIP takes place in the Pizzaplex, so he could be in VIP. There's another interactive novel that's about Gregory and Cassie playing in the Pizzaplex, and Funtime Freddy's in that. But then there's the week before, which is about the events leading up to FNAF 1, which Glamrock Freddy is definitely not in. So this saying interactive novels is just kind of lazy. That's wrong. Glamrock Mr. Hippo. Glamrock Mr. Hippo plays the triangle in the Pizzaplex band, though he later takes over Monty's role as bassist. The Hippo animatronic is glammed up with a star painted around one eye and a cool flower on his chest. Glamrock Mr. Hippo is only in Security Breach. Where do we see Glamrock Hippo? I guess based on this image, it's in like, I don't know, some flashback or something. Maybe one of the videos that plays. It was in an ending? Oh, okay. I didn't remember that. It's been a while since I played Security Breach. Someone did just release a Security Breach cut content mod, which a lot of people were kind of raving about. So maybe we'll go back and play that one day. But now we're into Glitch Trap, aka the Anomaly. A virus replicating within the Freddy Fazbear virtual experience game. The virtual experience game? Shouldn't that say Help Wanted? The virus appears as a man inside Spring Bonnie animatronic, starting out as a green glitching code with purple eyes, and slowly becoming more solid. Glitch Trap seems capable of digital consciousness transference. Its appearances are Help Wanted 1 and 2, Curse of Dreadbear DLC. Yeah, Curse of Dreadbear DLC. Special Delivery, the mobile game, In the Flesh, the short story, and The Prankster, the short story. I have not heard of those before. And we have Golden Freddy, a yellow bear animatronic that appears to be non-functioning. Golden Freddy appears at random in the office and causes the game to crash. Though it holds some resemblance to the Fredbear animatronic, its true origins are unknown. No, Fredbear and Golden Freddy are the same. It's kind of known. Appearances are FNAF 1, 2, 3, Ultimate Custom Night, Special Delivery, and Into the Pit, the game. We have Grim Foxy, that's a flaming animatronic that uses Foxy's design but replaces his hook with a scythe. Oh, Grim Foxy's not from the AR games. I thought he was. Grim Foxy's in the Curse of Dreadbear DLC as well as Security Breach. I don't know where Grim Foxy is in Security Breach. That one I don't know. Then we got Haps. The square-shaped cleaner bot is a helpful automated pipe protection server, also known as HAPS. Helpful automated pipe protection server, who keeps an eye on the Tube Maze Pizzaplex attraction. What? The tube? Is this talking about the daycare? Freddy's Fortress? I don't know what this is. It rolls along on tread wheels, keeping the maze clean with its disinfectant dispenser. and using its calm, reassuring voice to help kids who gets lost. Okay, this thing's only appearance is in a short story called Haps, so I have no idea where that's from. A fan favorite hand unit / tutorial unit. A monitor at various Fredbear and Fazbear Entertainment locations that's designed to help guide workers through their nightly duties. Appearances are Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Help Wanted 1, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, and Special Delivery. The voice actor for this is in more than that, though. I'm pretty sure he's in Help Wanted 2 as well. Voice actor is definitely in Secret of the Mimic. Not that character, though. The hand unit is not in Secret of the Mimic. Then we get Hank the Hammer. Hank the Hammer is the hammerhead shark at the water park. That's about it. Pretty straightforward. He's in Holy fuck. Submechanophobia. Cannot say that word. Jesus Christ. Moving on, we've got Happy Frog. A frog animatronic, part of the mediocre melodies. It's unconfirmed, but a child in FNAF 3 Happiest Day minigame appears to be wearing a Happy Frog mask. What? I thought it was an alligator mask. Okay, a Happy Frog mask in the happy ending. Sure. In Ultimate Custom Night, she climbs around in your office duct system, making her way toward the hoses that drop into your office. Use the lore to hold her in the audio lore to hold her in place, but she is immune to the effects of the heater. And she appears in Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night. That's it. My God, I can't keep these pages still. They won't say still. Now we have Heartstick Baby, a holiday-themed animatronic skin. I guess that's a Valentine's thing. I don't know. Then we have High Score Toy Chica, an arcade-themed animatronic skin for Toy Chica plush in Special Delivery. Then we have Jackie. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's Dolly. Why'd they put a picture of Dolly for Jackie? What? What is wrong with this? No, that's a huge mess up. Is that the same picture as Dolly from before? Where's Dolly? Where's Dolly? Am I blind? Oh, right here. That is not the same photo as Dolly. You can see over here, it's a different photo. What the heck, man? Why did they put a picture of Dolly? That is not Jackie. That's crazy. A clown-faced menace is ripped from its box, but that doesn't stop it from being agile enough to clamber through the vents and across the walls and ceilings of the warehouse. Those orange eyes, terrifying. Secret of the Mimic. Okay, I need like, oh, I spit on the book. Gross. We need a picture of that because that's absurd. How does one screw that up? Oh crap, I can't reach my arm across for this screenshot. Okay, it's fine. I'll get a picture later and post it. That's a weird one. That's definitely like the biggest fuck up I've seen in this book so far. I've seen other minor ones, but that's a pretty big one. Moving on, we have Jacko Bonnie, a nightmare animatronic designed after Nightmare Bonnie with a jack-o'-lantern twist. Appearances in FNAF 4 in the Halloween DLC, as well as Curse of Dreadbear and Special Delivery, the mobile game. What's this book of? This is the FNAF Ultimate Guide 2.0. We're reading through just the encyclopedia at the end, which is technically called the animatronics inventory. We're reading through that right now. We're still technically on chapter 8. I finished the first 7 chapters, but we're just reading through the animatronics inventory right now because it's got literally every animatronic from every game and every book. It's absurd. But we were just pointing out how the Jackie thing is not correct. That's a picture of Dolly in place of Jackie, so they fucked up. How many pages left? I'm on page 383 out of 400. So 17 pages. That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It's very big. Very, very big. Welcome on to everyone that just got here. If you're new here, feel free to drop a sub to the channel. It's free to do. So we read about Jacko Bonnie. Now we have Jacko Chica as well. A nightmare animatronic designed after Nightmare Chica with a jack-o'-lantern twist. It's from the FNAF 4 Halloween DLC, as well as Ultimate Custom Night and the Curse of Dreadbear DLC. Interesting that Jacko Chica is in Ultimate Custom Night and not Special Delivery, but Jacko Bonnie is not in Ultimate Custom Night, but is in Special Delivery. But they're both just Jacko variants. Weird. Okay, moving on, we've got JJ Balloon Girl. I did not know JJ was a girl. A humanoid animatronic similar to Balloon Boy, but with a different color scheme. JJ's appearances are in FNAF 2, which is like a very well-known Easter egg. Ultimate Custom Night, FNAF World. That's like our 3rd appearance of FNAF World in this book. And Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator in a mini game. Moving on, moving on. Now we have Lolly from Lolly's Game. That's one of the Tales of the Pizzaplex short stories. Lolly is a child-sized animatronic. Lolly was originally built to befriend lonely children. He featured in a Pizzaplex attraction named Lolly's Game, where he played a pretend game of hide and seek. When the attraction was destroyed during renovations, Lolly went missing. I don't know much about Lolly. My fave? Who's your fave? Lefty? We got Lefty here. A rock star animatronic with a bear design and microphone similar to Freddy. Though his left eye seems to be broken, Lefty gets his name from an acronym, lure, encapsulate, fuse, transport, and extract, and has several special features according to his blueprint. Lefty is later shown to have the puppet inside him. And the appearances are Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted 2. Then we have Liberty Chica, another special delivery skin. We have Little Joe, a humanoid figure that appears hanging from the wall in Circus Control. It's unconfirmed if Little Joe is a functioning animatronic, but he does appear in Lolly's advertisement in Pizzeria Simulator. So we've seen him before. We saw that. Oh, Lolbit. Yeah, Lolbit. That's your favorite. Should have guessed that one. Lolbit, a fun-time Fox-themed animatronic with purple, orange, and white coloring. That's the only description we get. I was hoping for a little bit more from Lolbit, but appearances are Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted. Help Wanted 1. Then we have Lonely Freddy from the story Lonely Freddy, a series of smaller Freddy animatronics dispatched to various Freddy Fazbear's pizza locations. The animatronics use patented technology to befriend misfit children and ultimately swap bodies. I do remember the Lonely Freddy story. Yes, they swap bodies. There's this kid that like has never done anything right in his life. He's depressed, he's sad, or at least he thinks his family hates him. And Freddy ends up switching places with him, and then Freddy lives his life and is like so much happier, and people like him, and the kid's soul is stuck in Freddy instead. It's crazy. There she is. Yeah, they really didn't put much for Lolbit. It's a very small section for Lolbit. Lolbit barely gets more text than the special delivery clones, you know? It's kind of sad. They could have done more with Lolbit. Okay, we have Lucky Boy. There's another Balloon Boy clone. A small 10-inch figurine roughly matching the design of Balloon Boy. Instead of a sign saying balloons, Lucky Boy sign says, "I'm a lucky boy." And "It's your lucky day" in some images. Lucky Boy can speak and give advice. He's found on the street near a dumpster. And that's from Sergio's Lucky Day. I have never heard of that short story. I don't know what book that's from. Then we have Mac the Muscle, another submechanophobia. The largest of the 3 shark animatronics in the sea life mecha aquarium at Freddy's Fantasy Water Park. I always read that wrong. It's named Mac the Muscle. Tank Cleaner Caden feels uneasy when Mac gets too close. Shocker. I wouldn't want to get near any animatronic shark. Magician, a humanoid figure that appears on the dashboard of Circus Control. It's unconfirmed if Magician is just a toy or a functioning animatronic. Okay, do we really need an input for this? This is clearly not an animatronic. I feel like this is not necessary to put in the book. Magician Mangle, a circus-themed animatronic for special delivery. Real Mangle. He was previously a Foxy animatronic, but now, yeah, there you go, he and she again. But now she's an amalgamation of various animatronics, part of a take apart, put back together attraction in Kids Cove. Mangle features his own game, Build-A-Mangle, in Curse of Dreadbear, in which players can create their own Mangle from various animatronic parts. Again, never knew that. Haven't played Curse of Dreadbear. Appearances from Mangle are FNAF 2, 3, 4, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1 and 2, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, Special Delivery, The Fourth Closet, which is the final novel of the trilogy, and Security Breach. Then we have Marco and Polos the Serpents. This is also from Submechanophobia. How many, like, sea creature animatronics do we have? This pair of mechanical serpent animatronics can be found at Freddy's Fantasy Water Park. They swim in the water park's main attraction, Freddy's Sea Life Mecha Aquarium. Park employee Roy names them Marco, the purple one, and Polo, the pink one, because they are known for hiding within the Mecha Aquarium. A lot of book-based animatronics I've never heard of. Melted Chocolate Bonnie, another AR variant. The Mimic! Yo, we finally made it to the Mimic. That's crazy. Where is Mangle in Security Breach? I forget. Either in the Tangle or somewhere in Rockstar Row, or maybe there's a cardboard cutout of Mangle somewhere. I think there might be a cardboard cutout of Mangle. I don't know who made that book, but it seems like ChatGPT had its hands on it. I don't know if I would say ChatGPT had its hands on this necessarily. On the arcade and in the blob. Okay, yes, that's what I meant. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Cool. Okay, let's read about the Mimic. The Mimic is an unusual animatronic which often imitates others by entering different suits. Seen without such a disguise, it looks like a primitive, unusually tall endoskeleton, put together from a haphazard mix of wires, gears, and other machinery. Its face was built around 2 large doll's eyes, and later sculpted and altered to look more real. Originally, the Mimic was created without legs as a companion bot for a young boy named David Murray, whose father, Edwin, worked for Fazbear Entertainment, programmed to copy the actions of those it sees. The Mimic soon learned disturbing behavior after it witnessed anguish and violence. Not agony, though. I'm gonna say anguish, but not agony? That's crazy. Agony is such an important term in the series that never gets brought up. It's always just Remnant, if Remnant even gets brought up. But agony is important, too. I would not have used anguish there. I would have said agony. But the Mimic's appearances are in Security Breach? Well, that's a lie. The Mimic's not in Security Breach whatsoever. But Ruin, yeah, I'll give you that. He's in Ruin. He's in Help Wanted 2. He's teased in Help Wanted 2. We don't see the Mimic in Help. Do we see the Mimic in Help Wanted 2? Is it because, okay, it's still better than the character encyclopedia? Yeah, the character encyclopedia was dog shit. I'm confused where we see the Mimic in Security Breach and Help Wanted 2. I don't agree with those. Can anyone prove me wrong? I don't remember that at all. But he's also in Tales from the Pizzaplex series epilogues. That's funny. They have to say Tales from the Pizzaplex series epilogues, but for the other epilogues for Fazbear Frights, they can just say the Stitch Wraith Stingers. They need a new name for this. This is too wordy. But he's also in The Storyteller. He's referenced in GGY. He's in Nexi. He's in The Mimic, Tiger Rock, and the actual game Secret of the Mimic. But yeah, if anyone can confirm, where do we see the Mimic in Help Wanted 2? We definitely don't see the Mimic at all in Security Breach. That's just a lie. But if anyone knows Help Wanted 2, let me know in chat. When I saw the page saying Chica is a he, I stopped reading. Is that the character encyclopedia? I don't think it called Chica a he in this. Moving on, we've got the mini arenas, small puppet-like dolls with tutus and white face masks. Mini arenas typically accompany Ballora and are stored with her in the Ballora Gallery. They're capable of speech and of organizing to achieve their goals, as seen in the story Room for One More. Their appearances are Sister Location, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1 and 2, Special Delivery Mobile Game, and the story of the Room for One More. Then we get Molten Freddy. A crumbling amalgamation of animatronics, Ballora, Bonbon, Funtime Foxy, and Funtime Freddy, formed after Circus Baby was ejected from Ennard. Eyeballs from the various animatronics can be seen poking out at random, and Molten Freddy appears in Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night. Does Molten Freddy not appear in Help Wanted 1? I guess not. Then we get Montgomery Gator. We got Monty. This punk rock animatronic plays bass in the Pizzaplex band, and Monty sure looks the part. Fingerless purple gloves, a sharp mohawk, and star-shaped shades. Very rock and roll. The animatronic becomes corrupted by a mysterious force, but he's still, well, I guess that's Glitch Trap, or the Mimic, whoever. Sorry, I keep burping, whoever. But he still roams the Pizzaplex, especially around Monty's Gator Golf attraction. His sharp claws can break open the chains on locked doors, and they're pretty good at picking the strings on the bass guitar, too. Monty's appearances are Security Breach, Ruin, Help Wanted 2, and then a bunch of different stories between Under Construction, Somnophobia in a poster, GGY, The Storyteller, Bobby Dots Part 2 as a hologram, The Monty Within, Bleeding Heart as an action figure, and then he also... Oh, he does technically appear in Secret of the Mimic. That's true. He's also in the VIP interactive novel and Escape the Pizzaplex interactive novel. That's the one I was talking about earlier. The Gregory and Cassie interactive novel, to Escape the Pizzaplex. Why must you stop playing music, YouTube? Just continue playing the videos until I tell you to fucking stop. My God, YouTube is so annoying. The gloves were made for him to play bass? Yeah, with the claws so he can pluck the strings. It's not important to the lore, but if the encyclopedia can even get appearance is correct, it means the book is just another toilet paper material. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of things it was unreliable for. Can you stop? Stay up. Stay up. Mr. Alligator. Wait, what? We never knew there was a banjo-playing alligator in the mediocre melodies. Makes you wonder what happened to him. Secret of the Mimic. Okay, wait, if they're saying Monty was in Secret of the Mimic, well, then what's this? Then why do we have Mr. Alligator here? Was Monty in Secret of the Mimic? I think we only saw Mr. Alligator. I don't think we saw Monty. Did we see Monty anywhere? Chat, refresh my memory. Where do we see Monty in Secret of the Mimic if it's not the alligator? So I thought that this was Monty, but they have two separate entries. That's weird. Anyone in chat know? Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that. Let me know if anyone in chat knows about that. But moving on, Mr. Cupcake. An anthropomorphic cupcake animatronic, usually accompanied by Chica. He has pink frosting, 2 large yellow eyes, and a yellow striped birthday candle. Appearances are FNAF 1, 2, 3, sister location, ultimate custom. Wait. Oh, I guess it's Nightmare Cupcake in FNAF 4. Whatever. Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1 and 2, Special Delivery mobile game, Security Breach, Secret of the Mimic, and the FNAF movie. We get Mr. Happy Frog. That. Oh, I was gonna say that's the same picture as the alligator, but no, Mr. Happy Frog is right down here in the corner. Mr. Happy Frog, the member of the Mediocre Melodies, might have been in the original lineup, but he didn't make it much further. He seems happy playing the xylophone, though. Appearance in Secret of the Mimic. So, was it Happy Frog and Mr. Happy Frog are two different ones? I guess if they're adding the Mr. in front of it, that's the... no, because Mr. Hippo is here. I don't know. I'm just making things up. Anyway, it was fun watching your stream. I need to go to sleep because it's late for me. Have fun and have a nice evening / night. Yo, thank you so much for stopping back in, Ixkillix. We'll catch you later. Have a wonderful night. Yeah, of course. Of course. I know you were asking for these pages. If you want me to show off some of these last pages that you're going to miss, because I still have another, like, 13 to go, just ask me on a future stream. Where in Security Breach is Mr. Cupcake? In Security Breach? Probably in Rockstar Row, I would think. I don't know. We can look that up really quick. Let me see. Mr. Cupcake Security Breach. In 5 Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Mr. Cupcake appears in a few ways. A display cupcake in the museum in Rockstar Row. That's what I said. There's also cupcake pinatas throughout the mall and posters. So I was calling out the one in Rockstar Row. I was right about that. Have a fazerific day. We'll catch you later. Okay, continuing on with Mr. Hippo. A hippo animatronic part of the Mediocre Melodies, Mr. Hippo is quite long-winded. He loves to talk about his good friend Orville Elephant. It's unconfirmed, but a child in FNAF 3's Happiest Day minigame appears to be wearing a Mr. Hippo mask. Mr. Hippo appears in Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, and Security Breach. Moving on to Music Man. Wait, we didn't get DJ Music Man in here. Does he have a different name in the book? He might have a different name. We definitely did not see DJ Music Man. But Music Man is a sound-sensitive animatronic that appears to be a spider in the same family as the Funtime animatronics. Music Man will smash his cymbals together when agitated and will attack in Ultimate Custom Night if the excess volume does not cease quickly enough. He appears in Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night. Yeah, that's the only appearances for this specific Music Man, because there's other ones. There's the Mini Music Man, which also did not appear in the M category here. So they're missing animatronics, and we have not seen DJ Music Man either. So once again, this character encyclopedia is not complete. Whatever. We also have Ned Bear, a bear animatronic part of the Mediocre Melodies in Pizzeria Simulator. He has an electrical power source box that is needed to activate him. All of the Mediocre Melodies have that. Why would they specify that only for Ned Bear? He appears in Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, and Security Breach. Moving on. We're in the ends. We have Nexie, another one from the Tales of the Pizzaplex book series, the novel series, novellas, whatever you want to call them. Nexie, a doll-like customized animatronic. Nexie didn't come out quite as her owner planned. Astrid wanted a cute buddy-tronic like her friends had, but due to a glitch in the Pizzaplex's system, the companion doll was produced with an asymmetrical face and disproportionate body. Nexie started out as an attentive companion, although she becomes rather obsessed with her looks. She appears in the self-titled story Nexie and in the story Tiger Rock. Then we have Nightmare, a nightmare animatronic with swapped Fredbear coloring, black fur, yellow bow tie, and top hat. Fred, that would be that would be not Fredbear. That would be Nightmare Freddy. Nightmare Golden Freddy. I guess it's just Nightmare Fredbear, but Fredbear is purple, not black. His top hat's not black. Whatever. The Nightmare appearances are in FNAF 4, Ultimate Custom Night, and Help Wanted 1. We also have Nightmare Balloon Boy, or Nightmare BB. A nightmare animatronic with a balloon boy design. He's notably missing his balloon and sign, and possesses fingers. He pauses in the light per his minigame Fun with Balloon Boy. His appearances are in FNAF 4 and the Halloween DLC. That's where he replaces Plush Trap. Nightmare BB is also in Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1, Curse of Dreadbear DLC, and Security Breach. Nightmare BB might be on an arcade machine in Security Breach. I don't remember. Oh, that's it. Phone's dead. I'm moving my hand in front of the camera and you guys cannot see it. My phone is officially dead. We gotta plug it in. RIP. No more book for right now. We don't have to end stream, but I can't read the book more until my phone is charged up. But where did we leave off there? We did Nightmare BB. So next up would be Nightmare Bonnie. I'm going to read Nightmare Bonnie since it's still on screen for you guys. Nightmare Bonnie is a nightmare animatronic with a Bonnie design. That's it. That's all there is to it. Nightmare Bonnie appears in FNAF 4, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted 1, and the Curse of Dreadbear DLC. Okay, we have quite a few pages of animatronics left to go through. And I would like to finish the encyclopedia portion of that once my phone is charged up again. But like I said, we'll have to wait a little bit. So my phone is back on now at 0%, but well, let's let that charge up. Scott likes the word ultimate. He must like Smash Bros. Well, I mean, Smash Bros didn't have the word ultimate until more recently. When did Ultimate Custom Night release, and when did Smash Bros Ultimate release? Smash Bros Ultimate release date. That was 2018. I think Ultimate Custom Night came out first. Oh, hang on. They're both the same year. Oh, it did. Okay, Ultimate Custom Night came out June 27th, and Smash Bros Ultimate came out December 8th of the same year. So Scott did not get his influence from Smash Bros. No. But hey, we made a lot of good progress still on this book. We made it over 100 pages in, because what, we were at chapter 8 we technically stopped at before skipping ahead. So we read up to 130 pages. We also read the 4 pages of Chica's Secret Party, and then we've started going through a lot of the animatronic inventory at the end. There is still quite a lot more in this book. There are a lot of pages, folks. A lot of pages here. But we'll take a break for now. It is, oh my God, it's already 9:30. Okay, no, we're done. We're done for the night. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize it was 9:30 already. Jeez. Phone lasted quite a while there. We are going to send the raid over to someone, only on Twitch. Can't raid out on YouTube, or if I can, I don't know how, or I don't know who I can raid. So we're only raiding on Twitch. But once I figure out who we're going to raid, I can post the link in YouTube chat for anyone who wants to come along with us. Just got to figure out who we're going to raid. Let's raid our friend King J. This is someone I met at GDQ, the Games Done Quick convention out in Minneapolis. And I'm actually going to be seeing him again and the rest of my friends that I met there because I am going to a GDQ in January. I'm going to be going to Awesome Games Done Quick. So I'll talk more about that in the future, but just know that scheduled streams will not happen that week. I'll probably stream while I'm at the event. Like I'll do another 2-player stream with Cheese J from Mario Odyssey, and maybe I'll do a 2-player stream for Donkey Kong Bonanza. That would be a lot of fun. But more of that in the future. For tonight, we are sending the raid over to King J, who's speedrunning some Mario Kart World. Actually, speaking of Mario Kart World, there was just a major update that came to that game that not only added a bunch of features, but I think changed some of the tracks as well, which is very, very interesting. Let me confirm. Yeah, new update drop, karting online. Okay, so maybe he's not speedrunning, but he's playing online. He's playing Mario Kart World. So if you guys want to come along with the raid, feel free to copy and paste the Dojo Squad raid message, either the first message if you're a follower or the second message if you are a subscriber. If you want to follow me on all socials, I got my link tree there in chat. There's links to everything you could possibly want. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all of them are there. Or if you just want to sub on YouTube, you can use that second link in chat from Nightbot that takes you straight to subbing over on YouTube. Best way to support us here in the dojo is by subbing on YouTube. I will be back again tomorrow and Friday with more 5 Nights at Freddy's. We'll definitely spend some more time reading this book. I would like to get through as much of the book as possible. But I also would like to play some of the games tomorrow and Friday as well. Tomorrow's stream will be earlier than normal because I am going to see the FNAF 2 movie at night. And then Friday, I'll give you all my spoiler-free review. But that's it for me, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday night. I did say I would put the Twitch link in YouTube chat for anyone that wants to come along. So there it is for you. But have a wonderful night, everyone. I will catch you tomorrow or Friday. And if I don't, have a wonderful rest of your week. Peace out, Dojo Squad.